get to January 9th. What happened that night?
I ran head on into somebody who jumped the lane. No brakes on each vehicle. I exited the vehicle, damn near paralyzed. So I just remember waking up and nothing but my eyeballs and my mouth was moving. When you break your neck and your back, your central nervous system, and they like speaker wire. I was trying to wiggle my toes and get up out the car to see if I was hurt or not, but nothing was moving. I felt my toe wiggle and I felt my hand. I could touch these two fingers. It was real faint, but I could feel it. I had just enough strength in this arm to get this bitch up one time and just put it over my eyes to just try to cope with what was going on at the time. I had broke my neck, 3 links in my spine. When I get to the hospital, they tell me I could possibly be paralyzed from the neck down, whether I got the surgery or not.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers.
Y'all see Jermaine Dupri complaining that nobody did nothing?
Yeah, for Atlanta. But that's on them. Why they ain't do something? Why they ain't do no events down in Atlanta?
Because hip hop was his target.
What the fuck?
Right?
Well, first of all, if I'm having a birthday party for somebody, I'm not supposed to have it at somebody else's house.
Right.
I'm supposed to have it at their house. Like if it's my kid's birthday, we having it at my house. I'm not supposed to have another birthday party
Especially
for my kid
where it was birthday.
at your house. That don't make no fucking sense. Now, if you want to celebrate hip hop period, then you supposed to bring your ass up here with a birthday party.
Oh, they can do their own shit down there.
If you just wanted to have a party to celebrate somebody,
should look like Mountain Dew in your cup, bro.
And it looked like your name is Jermaine Dupri. You are the guy in Atlanta. You're the original mogul in Atlanta.
Hold on, y'all.
Yo, he's talking.
You're the original mogul in Atlanta. Why are you not putting together? Coca-Cola's in Atlanta. All these big ass companies are in Atlanta. You couldn't
All
get these
big
people on the
artists
phone.
are in Atlanta.
I mean, no, even as far as the sponsorship is concerned, like you couldn't call Coca-Cola, get them to put together a stage, y'all go down and do your 1-2 and bring all of Atlanta's finest, and nobody stopped you from doing that. Why you mad?
Exactly.
That shit was so
You could have
corny.
celebrated 50 years of hip hop in your state.
I smell feet.
Fuck out of here. You don't smell no feet, nigga.
Nav just
Fuck
called.
you talking
Yo, whoa.
Nav
Come on,
just
man.
about? What you
called.
talking about, man?
Speaking of Jermaine Dupri, when I stopped him, when I was in Atlanta, and I was like, I introduced myself, and I told him who I was. He was like, I was like, yeah, you should come on the show. You know, you're always being brought up. He's like, yeah, they are always talking about me on the show, aren't they? I'm like, so you watch? He's like, yeah, I do watch. So he gave me his information of his publicist. So, Jermaine, come on the show.
Pull up.
Come on, man.
What's up?
Pull up, bro.
Pull up.
I got love for in the Ferrari, your Jaguars, with your four lanes, with the top dash, screaming now, money ain't a thing. You know what I mean? I love for Jermaine, man.
Hey, listen, man. You heard what Michael Bivins said.
What?
Oh yeah.
Yo, Michael
Taking
Bivins said a little
shots.
something for that backwood thing, man.
Act like you know.
We were
it.
talking
Don't be
about the
claiming that it's
clothes
Mitch.
Remember
Backwards. He said
BBD
they
was the
took it.
first ones to do the
Oh, yeah.
the backwards clothes.
Hey, man, you know, everybody steals something.
Yeah, sampling is in
Still
hip hop.
something.
It is hip
That's
hop.
what it is. Where we at? Okay. Oh yeah. All right, we back. My expert opinion. The greatest show in the world. Cause we say so. All right, hit that like, hit that share, let everybody know you in here. Don't cost you no paper unless you's a mother hater. And I'm noticing there's a lot of y'all out there, man.
And we never changing this intro neither.
Yeah,
I see a
facts.
lot of y'all, y'all need to change that.
Change
Y'all
the
need to, we
intro,
not
man.
changing
Yeah,
nothing.
don't
This
start
is
your
what
own
we
show,
do.
man. Like,
This is
get
what
outta
we
here
do.
with that shit.
Why are you reading the comments?
We in the shop.
He like
Shut
that,
up.
you know.
Mac, what up?
Salute. Rest in peace to Michael Jackson.
Rest in peace to Michael
Happy
Jackson.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Yes.
The
birthday.
king of pop, broke records, did things that had never been done before, put black people on MTV. You didn't know that, but it's true. Quincy Jones, collaborations, icon in every sense of the word icon. Michael Jackson has statues of him in places they don't speak English.
Facts.
Statues.
Facts.
Fainting. The original,
That's-
making them faint in the front row all through his concert before it even got
His
started.
legacy solidified, man.
Facts.
Solidified.
One time for the
Forever.
Moonwalker.
One time.
Michael Jackson. Time for your mind.
And when you
Happy
get a-
birthday, Prince. Prince, didn't Prince's birthday
Yeah.
pass?
Yeah, Prince. Yeah.
Happy belated. Happy belated. Rest in peace to
Happy
Prince.
belated Prince.
One time.
If you get a chance, you're ever in New York City, go check out that Michael Jackson musical too. It is fire. Fire. I took my daughter, shout to Charlemagne, I saw him there with his daughter also. It's fire. Go check it out. Sean Bigger, man of God.
Peace, everybody. Much
How
love.
are you, sir?
Maintaining. God is good. I'm here.
Where you get them fours from, bro?
Off the computer. You know, I can't.
Compute my nigga.
Those not fours, those
That was
threes,
the
bro.
answer.
Whatever they are. I like how they look.
He's got them from the same place, no matter what
Got
number they are.
my nephew Tristan in the building. What up, bro?
What's good, bro?
I be calling my nephew. This nigga's like my age and shit. You know, my brothers and sisters is old ass people. That's what it is. I love y'all.
Disrespect.
I love y'all. But
Minding
they
their
old. No, they
business.
old.
Hey, minding their business, watching the
They
episode,
old.
getting
But
shot
they
for
old.
no
They
reason.
old. I'm the youngest.
They
I'm
literally
the
just
last
looked
one
up.
they found. You know what I'm saying?
They literally just looked up like, what the fuck?
The 70s and 80s was some shit. You know what I mean? Like, but,
All we did was
but
have
nah, I
our
love
kid
it.
dead.
Shout
Now
out to
we
all of
take
y'all. Shout out to my sister Andrea. She's always trying to keep everybody together, and they're like, everybody's like trying to fight to be apart and shit. It's crazy.
You need the glue.
Word. She's a glue.
Salute.
Word. Chaz, you in the chair now.
Chaz, what's up?
Hi.
Got my
How'd you
seat.
pull this off? It's crazy.
Sunglasses.
So you gotta be his sunglasses,
It's the
right?
sunglasses.
It's Aries thing.
I think
It's an Aries gang.
I think you're gonna have to wear them from now on.
And
Like,
I'm okay with that.
you okay with that?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
She
I'll have
blinks
different
like
ones.
Champ though.
In case you don't know, if you're
She does.
DMing me and you think you're having a conversation with me, it's really Chastity pretending to be a 6'3", battle rap monster with a podcast that's like number one and shit. Like that's her. She's the one you're talking
Hey.
to. So,
Good to meet you.
so ladies, like if you want to send me something through a DM,
Oh
just
my
be
gosh,
like,
I
yo,
hate it.
Chastity, just give this to math.
No, no. I hate those.
You hate those? How do
my-
you hate those?
Oh my gosh, I hate them.
Do they like? You don't tell me that. Like
I don't
Chaz
think
be
you want to
bagging
know.
I be going through every now
Chaz
and then just to
probably be
make sure.
bagging.
Like, yo, did anybody say?
I don't think you want to know that people think
I
you.
do want to. Yo, what? What are you talking about?
Okay, I'll let you know. I really didn't think you cared to know
Yes,
that.
I
Chaz
do.
like I got this.
Some of them are really nice.
Huh?
This is me
Some
right
of them
here.
are really nice.
Some of them are nice.
Are not nice. A lot of them
about
aren't cool.
What about the nice ones?
It's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird. It's like open season.
Show us.
Math.
Show us.
They're not there. Like
You
you
delete
But-
don't block them.
no, I don't block them. No.
All right.
But if there's no content, I'll delete them. I'll show you now though. I got you. Ladies, bring it on.
Bring it up.
Bring it on.
You're getting the easy pass.
Oh shit.
Josh is gonna send them right through.
Oh, set him out.
Yo,
Going
if
out.
these end up in the group chat, I will never forgive you.
I'm gonna send them in.
Just know that.
No, don't put them in the group chat. Why you gonna throw it off? They're not gonna be in the group chat. They're not gonna be in the
Never
group chat.
forgive
It's coming straight to me, all right? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Splat.
What's up, bro? I'm here.
How are you, sir?
I'm happy to be here, bro.
You good?
Happy to be here.
How was Tompkins there?
It was dope. I just love my family. Every last one of y'all. Love you too, bro.
Word.
Word. I'll just be happy to be around my niggas, man. Shout out to my man KK, my man Aaron.
Facts.
We don't shout them out enough.
Aaron Ross.
We need to shout them out more because
Yeah,
they behind a lot of my expert opinion shit. My man KK47, my man Aaron. What's up, my
Facts.
bros?
Aaron Ross. the
Aaron
boss.
Ross.
Aaron Ross.
course.
He got
Big
some
balls.
shit for your ass.
Pause.
Whoa,
Come on,
yeah.
you been tripping today,
I
bro.
don't care anymore.
You got to.
I don't care. As long as I ain't getting punched in the mouth, I'm good.
All right, so do we skip your introduction and go
Yeah, you
straight
have
to
to.
the
know
first
introduction.
conversation?
Skip
I just
that
wanna
nigga. He
tell
been
you
tripping
something.
all
Yeah,
day.
okay,
brother.
I'm listening.
When the world is on your shoulders, gotta straighten up your act and boogie down.
Cut that part out. That part out. We didn't need that.
Who sings that song?
It's Michael Jackson, nigga.
Yeah, let him do it.
Let him do it. Yo, that nigga is stupid today, bro.
Nah, man, everything's good, man. Everything's good, man. Listen, I just want to say that it is retrograde season
For all y'all that don't know, and there's gonna be a lot of challenges going on in your life and things that you're like, why is this happening?
Right.
Things could be better.
Right.
Just push through that shit. Push through it. Push through it. Everything's gonna be great.
I feel like you keep dropping hints on what the first topic is, bro. Like,
oh yeah, man.
It's a lot of anyway. But
yeah,
I want to say this about the retrograde. I know a lot of people have like a negative perception of what it is. What it is just a time period where the abnormal may happen. So though some people pay attention to the negative things that happen, just think anything that wasn't possible before is now possible. So start shooting for the good things.
Right.
So for like me, when a retrograde comes around, I'll be like, okay, who's a guest that I couldn't get before? And I'll reach out, and 9 times out of 10, I'll get that guest at that time, or an opportunity that I was looking for that I couldn't get before, I'll get it during that time. So just, you gotta know how to tweak it. Just tweak it a little bit and stop looking at the shit like, oh, my girlfriend's bugging. She never acts like this. All right, cool. She may be bugging, but you know what? That person that you have beef with across town, this might be the time for you to make peace with them. So keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. All right. What's going on in the world today?
There's men putting things.
Whoa! Let's Chastity's job, bro.
Right.
You gave it to her because we didn't want.
You sound a little excited to talk about that, bro. I don't know, sir.
Nah.
Can't we just talk
That's
about
weird,
your
bro.
favorite Michael
Saying
Jackson
that.
song?
You're saying that.
The way you
makes me
was
question you.
excited. Yo, the way. Nah, bro.
The way you saying that makes me
Yo,
question
Mav,
you.
talk
I'm
to
sorry.
him,
Go
bro.
ahead, Chastity. I'm sorry.
I'll
I'm
dig
sorry.
All right,
man.
so
I'm sorry.
Hollywood Unlocked reported study claims more American men are being hospitalized for having foreign objects stuck inside their rectum.
Pause.
Hospitalized. So,
Wait, hold on.
Hold up. Wait.
Why are they doing a study on this? One.
I don't know.
And two, like, what y'all niggas doing out there, man? That's it's some weird shit going on, man. Like, why? Like, what does it say? Like,
What are the objects?
Okay, so
no. Hold on.
hospitalizations for foreign objects in rectums are on the rise. And it's a trend that is both concerning and puzzling. According to recent data, there has been a significant increase in the number of individuals seeking medical attention due to foreign objects lodged in their rectums.
Do they say what race though?
This whole article is a pause.
What race is this?
Articles of pause.
This alarming trend has caught the attention of healthcare professionals and researchers, prompting them to
Becoming an
delve.
epidemic?
A lot. Prompting them to delve into the underlying causes and potential preventative measures. Now, you might be wondering what kind of objects we're talking about here. Well, let's just say that the human imagination knows no bounds when it comes to creative rectal endeavors. From household items.
You said creative rectal
Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready?
endeavors.
Yeah, we ready. We here.
From
Yo, we're not.
From
Yeah, we
household items like fruits and vegetables, particularly cucumbers, eggplants,
Whoa.
and bananas, to more unconventional choices like action figures.
I'm gonna let y'all rock out with this.
Yo, get back over here, bro.
Get your
We
ass
want
back
to talk about this first, nigga.
Get your
How you
ass
doing,
back
sir?
in, man.
Yeah.
Pause.
Come back.
Don't ever say that again on
Back in
camera.
that seat, man.
Yo,
First of all, how do you even do
wanted
that?
to talk about that, though, bro.
How do you even?
Come on, son.
No. Hold on.
Let me finish.
Can you imagine like a nigga?
No, I don't want to
No, like this emergency, and the nigga just come in like,
I got a cucumber in my ass.
like yo, I need some help.
Why?
Somebody help me.
Why?
Or calling 911 for that shit. Like, come on, bro.
That's where the studies come
Okay,
from.
Yo, that's
so
wild.
let me finish real quick. From household items like fruits and vegetables, particularly cucumbers, eggplants, and bananas, to more unconventional choices like action figures and even light bulbs. It seems like there's no shortage of things people are willing to experiment with. Wait a minute.
Whoa.
But let's be clear, This is not a recommendation form of self-expression. In fact, it's downright dangerous. A study performed by the American Journal of Emergency Medicine says adding that 4,000 Americans are hospitalized each year with these sort of cases. 77.8% of those are said to be men. The reasons
77.
77.8%.
It's not even predominantly
so that's
women.
more than half, and that's men.
That's crazy.
No, that's over 3/4.
That's crazy.
So the reasons behind these hospitalizations vary, but one common factor seems to be a lack of awareness regarding the potential risk associated with inserting these objects into the rectum. Some individuals engage in this behavior as a form of sexual experimentation, while others do so unintentionally, often due to accident.
How does that happen?
I have
You
no
slip,
idea.
fall, and what the fuck?
Cucumber in your
What
ass.
the fuck? How is it? Nah, son.
Often
like,
due to
Sticking it
accidents
butt
or
ass naked
medical
around your
conditions.
G.I. Joe collection.
Hold on.
You
So
slip
it's
an action
often-
figure
it's
into
in a tub.
Often
It's in
due
a
to
tub.
accidents or medical
Someone left
conditions.
it in a fucking hot tub. He
Maybe
jumped in the
enemas.
shit.
Maybe enemas.
You
No,
in,
that don't explain
you
the
in the
action
garden,
figures.
you fall on the eggplant? Come on, son.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right.
Like,
So if you find yourself tempted to explore uncharted
Whoa.
territories in
Whoa.
the name of self-discovery, think
This is
twice.
ridiculous. I'm not mature enough.
You know what
for
I'm
this.
thinking about?
No, I don't.
No.
The person who listen. I'm thinking about the person who published that shit.
So the person who published it was Maurice at Called on Cast,
And what platform is it on?
Hollywood Unlocked.
Exactly. Enough said.
well, what does that mean?
They'll
It's a
figure it
Hollywood
out.
thing? That's what you trying to say?
Nah.
What is
Who
it?
runs that?
I don't know.
Well, Jason Lee runs it, but or is it just a news thing?
We can't wild like that,
shit.
though. We gotta
Pretty
be
much,
careful.
it's just
We gotta be careful.
Listen.
Stop that shit, man!
I'm not even.
Stop it!
I'm not even gonna tell you to do that. Whatever you into, be into. Enjoy yourself, live your life. Nothing we say should. Don't be ashamed. However, be careful. Don't get yourself hurt.
It's like, why though?
Just don't get yourself. I don't
Well,
care
that's
why.
the thing about
I don't
people
care
are
why.
into
How
it.
you up in a
you into.
hospital like, what the fuck is going on? in the
That's the
world?
same thing I used to ask dudes in jail. Like, how you put a whole ounce in your ass, bro?
But yeah,
A
I
whole
mean,
OZ, bro. And then you come home, and then this is the type of accidents that happen because you got used to it.
whoa, yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, bro. Some characters.
Whatever you
You
into,
drinking, Matt?
Nah,
I was about to say, that's what I'm talking about. Airy shit,
This
nigga.
is juice, dude.
All right, just making sure.
Something I need to know.
That don't
nah, I don't want to offend anyone in this room.
Right.
Has anyone in this room been has that happened?
No.
No.
You the wildest nigga in America to ask us that.
never
We
got
Mr.
anything
Nail 'em
about
Dads.
that.
I'm
We
just.
Mr. Nail 'em Dads over here, bro.
Yeah, I know, but you know that shit is crazy.
Lodged and stuck in your rectum?
Lodged and
Nah. Never ever.
I mean, nah, B. Like, nah.
What happens is dudes find out that their G-spot is in their ass.
Whoa.
And some of them just go
Wow. Okay.
ridiculously.
You
I
know,
don't
I
think
think
that's
we
for
should
everybody.
change the topic.
That's a true statement, though.
Well, you
It's not.
Hold on. Yes, it is.
I don't think it is.
No, it's absolutely true.
I don't
I
think
mean,
you ever
we
had to
wouldn't
go-
know, right? Because we never did.
No.
yeah, I wouldn't know.
So you've never had a
care.
prostate exam.
No.
See how fast that happened? If you ask my homegirl's a doctor, she does prostate.
Well,
exam.
Maria Davis does it on the arm.
Right,
so
no, but that's the
there's no
that's
reason
the,
to put
no,
his finger up the ass.
getting the blood drawn is the new way, but originally it's prostate exams. My homegirl is a doctor. She told me about that. She was like, it's a damn shame because men don't know where their G spot is. I was fucking
What?
And she's the one who told me that shit. And then I looked it up, and it turns
You
out
looked it up or you tried it?
no, I had to look it up. I had to look it up.
They've always said that. I've heard.
It's
I
not
don't
new.
believe that shit.
Well,
man.
a G-spot is internal.
believe-
It's
I
not-
don't believe
G-spot
that.
is
It's not.
internal,
believe
external.
that. I don't-
It's
but
not
I
a
don't
new piece
believe
of.
it,
It's not
like-
new. It's not a new piece of
I don't
information.
believe it.
I've heard that, but the whole thing is with
It doesn't
that.
matter if you believe it.
I don't believe
What?
it.
You believe a woman's G spot is where it is, right? See how fast that happened?
Yeah, but then, what does that mean? Do they have they have one there also, right?
No, theirs is internal backup in here.
Internal.
Yours is
Yeah,
internal
yeah.
backup in
Like
here.
that.
No.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
There's females that like anal sex.
I don't even
who
want
say
to know.
that.
It is what it is. All I'm saying is just don't get yourself hurt. Do what you do, but
This is no disrespect to anyone who wants to explore their
Yeah,
sexuality.
man, you know what I'm saying? If
Nah,
that's
we
it,
just
if that's
talking
your
our
thing,
talk.
yo, if that,
Whatever
not
floats
with
your
that.
boat. You know what I mean? We just talking our
just
talk.
don't get hurt.
Correct.
Just don't get hurt. Just
Yeah,
chill
be
out.
more
Don't end up
responsible.
hospitalized,
Be
you
more
know what I mean?
responsible about it.
yeah, like, you know.
Be more responsible about it.
it. Be careful when it comes to pleasuring yourself, because you see that's what it comes at. When we get into this thing where we go into trying to please ourselves on any aspect in this life, that's when you step into the range of kind of going
you the
against
worst.
God, because we are here to please God. When we decide to please ourselves, it gets a little murky.
Did you ever,
Yeah, nah,
did you
nah,
ever injure yourself? Did you ever injure yourself?
If I'm speaking like that, what would make you think that? What would make anyone think a person that look like me and respond like me looking to pleasure themselves? No, I don't kick my legs up. I don't tell my wife to hit my G-spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't like all of that type of
I didn't
stuff.
think it was a Harlem thing. I didn't think it was
Fucking with you, bigger.
Because niggas really be on that type
No,
of
I
time
know.
now, and I'm like,
I
yo,
know. Dudes be
where's-
on that.
I remember
Chasing a feeling. They
years
chasing
ago,
a
shout
feeling.
out to my man
My
Sab.
pleasure.
I was at his bachelor party, and I guess he didn't want to get crazy with the joints that was there, whatever. So he volunteered me.
Whoa.
So you know what I mean? The chicks is doing what they doing, and one of them slips behind me, right? And she's like, "Yo, stand still. You won't like this."
Oh, whoa.
Pause.
So
You mad at the chick telling him that?
no. She's trying to, she's trying to put her tongue somewhere, and it just felt like violation. I couldn't get with it. Like
You had a
know what I mean?
hoochie daddies?
Huh?
You had a hoochie daddies or something?
Talk about it. Listen, man, we grown men, man. I'm just, just so
We've been grown men all through this conversation.
facts. But like the shit threw me. Like it like Shorty in the front, she couldn't even get jiggy with it with no more because my shit was like, yo, what's going on? This ain't it, homie. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, Shorty, get out of here. Like trying to feel like get the fuck out of here. Like she pissed me off, bro. I almost one time. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
What's
nah,
homeboy's name from Black Ink, Chicago?
Ryan?
The dude was rapping.
Thor. Oh,
4.
yes.
He's into that.
Yeah.
He just did a whole article talking
It was
about.
a whole big thing.
Yeah, he's into that the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And he went
to each his own.
When
but
he was telling the story, it started off like yours, except
He liked it.
He
he
liked
was
it.
into it.
Tank
Yeah, nah.
into that too. He said he kicked his legs back wide open and tell the girl, "Get in there, girl."
What, R&B tank? R&B tank?
He did an interview and said that he tell the girl he kicked his legs back open.
His
get
wife,
nice and-
because he's married.
Yeah,
Oh well, all right.
In the interview, he said he tell him, "Yeah, get in there."
If it's your wife, you'll let it rock?
I feel like whatever a man and woman do in a room, especially if they married, that's on the table and that's their business. If y'all into that as husband and wife and that's what you signed up for, I feel like whatever a man and woman do in the bedroom is their business. First of all,
that's their business.
Yeah.
whatever two men, whatever two women, whatever you do in the bedroom is your business.
Right.
But I think if that's your wife, whatever you cool with doing with your wife and she's cool doing with you, and like I don't judge.
Right.
I don't even think about that. That's a husband and wife. Y'all locked in. Y'all got wedding rings. Y'all got money together. You need to keep it fresh. And if that's what you stumbled onto, you're not inviting me.
You think you can slut your wife out?
No, my wife will totally be slutted out completely, 100%.
Look at that. Look at that shit.
So many times.
That nigga Mecca turned into a whole nother nigga.
Sexual deviant.
My wife is gonna turn into a sexual deviant.
This is like Kane the Conqueror.
He's a
just
nigga. So
50
Shades of MECC. Like,
so much. Oh,
Yo, 50 Shades. Look at this.
So many times.
Yo,
You guys
get uncomfortable, my nigga.
What Mecca I agree with Mecca said.
Slut your wife out? You
Absolutely. Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell
yeah.
Nigga,
absolutely.
Get
over here.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Couple of girls
you into making love.
All that.
It's not that I'm into making love, but I can't slut her out because the slut out thing is something negative in my head, and I can't.
Nah, it's not. No,
he said in his head. It's a negative thing.
It's a negative.
And I completely respect that.
Look at her the same way.
But see that's why that's your
but
wife.
that's not it. That's like she has her own
desires
fantasies
and sexual fantasies.
You gotta fulfill those. You know what I'm saying?
As the
if
only
she
man
want a
that she
leash
gonna be
around
with.
her neck, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I mean, a little bit of coke up her butt. You know, you just gotta you gotta handle business. You gotta handle business. You know what I mean? Is what it is, but
that's a lot.
But don't get hospitalized for it. Word. Don't get hospitalized. I don't know what y'all niggas doing out
have
there.
a numb crack.
But whatever it takes, whatever y'all are into as a couple, y'all gotta rock. Like you need to be excited to come home. You gotta,
because somebody else will do that to your wife.
The Bible does agree with you. The Bible says that God is okay when you're married.
You gotta,
in the bed with your wife.
You gotta be the main supply. You know
here's the conversation most people ain't ready to have. Whatever a man and woman do in the bedroom is heterosexual sex. Whatever's happening in that room is heterosexual sex.
Even if she strap on a dildo and put it in his ass.
Whatever is happening in that bedroom is heterosexual.
How's that heterosexual?
Because he wants a woman to do it.
I don't know about that.
However, y'all do your thing.
I don't agree with that. I'm sorry.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you agree. Doesn't matter if you agree.
So here's the question. So if it's a man in the bedroom with two females, that's still heterosexual sex.
Ain't it?
All right, dude.
Ain't it? Who's ain't it? It is for the man.
I mean, that's how I feel.
It is for the man.
That's how I feel. Ain't nothing,
It might be something else for them.
About.
But even that's depending on what they do. What if they never interact? What if they never interact?
That's boring.
What if they just keep jumping you?
Yeah, that's happened too.
See how fast that happened? Open your mind, bro.
Going down memory lane and shit.
My imagination goes with stuff like this.
But for you guys that's out there,
getting large objects.
Yeah, G.I. Joes and the underwater caves.
Not
you know,
I
thought we
like, what are y'all doing, man?
I did my best.
What are y'all doing?
Listen, if you're gonna do that, at least put a condom over it.
What?
That ain't gonna work.
What?
That ain't gonna work. It's still gonna get
Be safe about it.
Nah, but
What?
you
You gonna
can't
catch a
be safe
disease
about
from a G.I. Joe?
Be safe about it. I mean,
That's
listen,
nothing safe
there's all
about
kind
putting
of
nothing in your
chemicals.
rectum
There's all kind
with
of
a condom
chemicals
on.
and stuff on toys. Be safe about it if you're gonna do that.
I mean, that paint they use on you. We don't let
You can't get pregnant by a toy.
That's not the point I'm
I
making.
know what you're saying.
But just be careful, man. Y'all niggas getting hospitalized and shit. Like,
that's embarrassing as fuck.
Word. Bro, can you imagine? Like,
Nah, I'm not imagining.
No, I'm saying, like,
I'm not trying to imagine shit.
let's say you like the receptionist at the ER and a nigga just come in there like, yo, I need some help.
Are you constipated, sir?
in a way, kind of.
Get it out of me.
They're taught bedside manners, though.
That's too much.
That's the
They're
word.
taught bedside manners, though.
Shout out to all the nurses who take care of that without making homeboy feel terrible.
Oh, you know they.
It's okay. I see this all the time.
Yeah, shout out. Salute
They
to y'all.
tagging niggas on Facebook, right?
Take a deep breath.
Yeah, he was in there last
Take a
week.
deep breath and push.
That's crazy.
Disgusting.
That's crazy.
Y'all just be safe. Whatever you
Yeah,
into,
be
you
safe.
into. And you ain't got to tell nobody. It's nobody else's business. Whatever you're doing is what you do.
that's your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Rock out.
yeah, that's just weird.
Especially if you found somebody who's down to do all that stuff with you. Like,
You gotta
can be
watch
mad
how
at
niggas
that.
walk up on you.
But an eggplant though?
Eggplant,
Oh.
a cucumber, but that shit is crazy.
Eggplant, too.
Bun B.
Eggplants are big.
Eggplant? That's
Bun B.
crazy.
What
Okay.
Bun B talking
Bun
about?
B.
Ironically, the next topic is Bun B.
Yeah, you stupid.
Okay.
Shout out to the OG.
Word. Legend.
So, Bun B. Bun B says Texas doesn't support. Hold on 1 second, y'all.
That's Chasity.
What is
shit,
that?
bro.
That's
Chaz, get off
my
of
bad,
Pornhub.
bro.
It's not Pornhub. It's just
Chaz,
it's a
fucking
video.
with
It's a
you.
video.
Fucking with you,
Bun B
Chaz.
says Texas supports its older hip hop artists, while New York and LA doesn't.
Yes, Texas supports its own artists. and
It's
New York and
older
LA
hip hop
don't.
artists, while New York and LA doesn't.
Oh, you
so
can't even
Texas
dispute
supports
that.
their OGs, but we don't.
Can't even dispute that.
We respect
And
our
Yeah,
OGs.
I can't.
We
No,
don't-
I
we
respect them, but like
we don't
support
support
them.
them.
Like nah.
Not
But
the
at
way
the
they
same
do.
time,
So what you saying? Like we don't support our OGs in New York City?
The way
Right, so
they
I'm
do.
gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. Bun B stopped by Idea Generation and talked about various things in his career, from the UGK days to what he's doing with Trillburger. In the interview, he said no place in America has a culture like Texas, and that Texas supports its older artists while other places don't. What do you guys think? Is that true? And that's from Idea Generation.
Yeah, it's true.
We support our OGs.
Not
here.
like they do. We support them as far as, yo, big up to such and such, yo, salute such and such.
I wouldn't say that. I go out and support like the OGs.
You said
you do.
yeah,
Not
You
the young
do.
artists.
I
Oh,
do.
yeah,
like,
young
but most-
artists.
He does.
right.
She does. He will. I do. They do. But we talking about en masse.
Oh yeah.
Like niggas don't need a song on the radio in Texas to still go out, do shows, be highly respected, make money, like
Right.
really live. Slim Thug, Paul Wall, like all them dudes,
Scarface.
they
and all
get
them.
they get it in show wise. Like it's us.
But
Our
then,
legends have to go overseas.
but then there's a lot. I mean, I feel like again we had this discussion plenty of times where it's coming from the labels just wanting a separation from the younger artists from the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And the older artists, whether they've been through terrible contracts or whether they figured it out and they're flourishing in life or whatever, they have information that they can pass to the younger artists. And that dissension is what keeps people getting jerked,
Okay.
basically. You know what I'm saying? So I personally feel like I would love to see more of our like the godfathers of hip hop like working with the younger generation. But then you got people like Melly Mel who just get out there and be like, these guys are trash and da da da. I mean, we have Method Man sitting in here talking about Melly Mel disrespected a lot of the artists that came after him. You go to certain hip hop events, it definitely is a separation. Like even in the mayor's thing, we didn't see any young artists.
None.
Zero.
None. Not one. I was probably the youngest person in the room.
But I blame that on the older artists. The older artists in New York City don't give props to the young cats
Some
because
of
they
them do.
feel like
Not all,
yeah,
but
but
some
it's
of
not
them
a
do.
general narrative. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like they don't say, "Oh, K Flock," free K Flock. They don't say, "Yo, K Flock, come jump on this record with me."
Right. Shout out to G Herbo.
Yeah,
Herbo
G
jumped
Herbo.
on the record with him, but you don't see like
That's not a general narrative in NYC.
yeah.
But G
And
Herbo
what the
shouted
young
out
boys
them.
do, what the young artists do, they say, "Yo, fuck you then. You ain't fucking with me. I ain't fucking with you."
we fuck with all of y'all.
That's a fact.
So if you watching
Right.
this and you in contact with some of the young artists in New York City,
Holla
and
at
you
us.
feel like they should be on the show, tell them to holler. We fuck with all of y'all.
At the same time, though, a lot of young artists sample the older artists' music.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, it goes further than that. Chas, what are the two regions that Bun B said don't support?
What are the two reasons?
The two regions. Sorry.
New York and
he said
LA.
New York and LA.
Where's the
It's the
music
beef.
industry located?
New York and
yeah,
LA.
New
New York
LA.
and LA.
So
Houston's
wouldn't that be
like
the
in the
narrative
middle.
that they would push? Meanwhile, there is no the homegrown is in Texas.
Mm.
And Atlanta was homegrown. They got a bunch of labels down there now moving
Right.
and shaking the exact same way.
Right.
But the Bay Area didn't have label access like that. So they had their own shit. The proof is right there on the map.
Right.
Every place you look where the labels are, the narrative is the strongest.
Right.
Every place you look where the labels aren't, where they've had to make their own thing, OGs
You're
flourish,
right about that.
young guns flourish, the new dudes
'Cause they had
flourish,
to
the new
prove
producers.
themselves.
Every now, what do you get when you get back here in New York City?
Competition.
Heavy for a handful of blocks because New York's not that big to begin with. It's not that big of a city compared to every other place we just mentioned, Atlanta, LA, and fucking Texas. Texas is massive. New York is like small spot. So everybody's competing for every other block. Right? Now, if I'm an OG and I say, yo, let me put you under my wing, and you turn around and say, I don't fucking need you, or what happens when you get to the point where you're like, well, fuck this, I don't need this nigga. That happens. Another OG sees that and is like, fuck out of here. I ain't doing that. You catch me up, make me look stupid. I just spent hundreds of thousands of dollars breaking you for you to turn around and say, kiss my ass the second you get on, or you feel like I don't deserve to eat with you anymore because now you made it, now you don't need me, so now it's fuck me. That's how the OGs see it. And then there's the entitlement.
Right.
I deserve, you need to be on this record with me because I said so. Not because I'm nice, not because I put in work, not because I put in hours, not because you impressed by my bars, but nah, I'm the new hot nigga, so, you know what I'm saying? Come get on this record, stop playing. Your old ass need to be, OGs don't want to hear no shit. They feel like you approaching me with entitlement. Fuck, suck my dick, nigga. I don't need you. You asking me to do you a favor. Now, the reason I know this, and I'm not disagreeing with you at all, Chip. The reason why I know this is because I watched Bus do it with Scarlett. You dig what I'm saying? I've watched him specifically, yo, I'm going to help her. I watched him help
Coyle Ray too. He helped.
Coyle Ray. I watched him like just off. He don't need nothing from none of them. What's the boy a minute ago? Whoop-dee coming outside his loop.
CJ.
He jumped. He brought him on his R remix.
50 Cent does the same thing too.
A lot of OGs do it, and it doesn't get recognized, or the kid may not take it to the next level like they want him to, but they still do it. But when most of these kids is asking for an investment, and they got like one hit out, and it's not safe for me to co-sign you with one hit if you're not consistent, and then I just wasted my time and energy getting behind a record and you didn't do shit with it. You don't know what you're doing. And I got businesses to run, families to take care of, people on payroll, doing little shit with you, stopping up them. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm also not saying it's fair, but what I am saying is fair is a place where they judge pigs and pies. Fair does not exist. You run around here looking for something to be fair, you fucked up in the game already.
That's a fact.
You should do the fair thing. What the fuck is fair, nigga? None of this shit is fair.
Right.
I didn't get on by something being fair. You may not get on by something being fair. However, we shouldn't be beefing with each other. That's the part that I don't like. I can understand if we're not doing business, but we ain't gotta beef. We ain't gotta be. We ain't gotta have
it's so much the
animosity
beefing.
towards each
I think
other.
it's the blocking.
But it's the animosity that comes with the animosity. Like we don't have to have that towards each other.
Like if I'm an artist that's been around
long.
for years and I'm telling people don't mess with this person, or I don't fuck with that person, and you're forcing the DJs and the people that you associate with to kind of pick a side.
That's blackballing.
Yeah, that's whack.
Yeah,
well, man, didn't you go through that in your young years?
I went through that plenty. Man, I heard so many rumors of this person saying this and don't fuck with him and and yo, bring the beats to me and all. I guess because I threatened their position.
It's a threat.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and that'd be an issue too. That's to add to your point. That'd be an issue too. Some young boys or young girls that come in the game as artists, and the OGs, they got it on lock and they getting money. They look at it like, damn, this motherfucker about to give me a run for my money. I gotta edge him out. I gotta get him up out of here.
They don't want you to take that spot.
Yeah, and New York is, is the epicenter of hip hop, and this is where it started.
It's heavy competition.
Then what happened is the competition is what hip hop is founded on.
Right.
And that just led to now.
The way I see it is like, I don't look at New York rappers as New York OGs. That's impossible. I look at New York rapper OGs as hip hop OGs.
Right.
There's no way you could say they're New York OGs. They started hip hop. Now, say for instance, just like right here in this room, we start this podcast right now. And say a couple years from now, we're not the ones that's doing this podcast and we're faded from here, but we know how originally we started this out to be and what it should be promoting. Right. Now, down the line, we see 6 new guys sitting in the chair that's getting paid, you know what I'm saying, that's getting a world of things that we might have not got at first when we started it because we're the ones who started it from the rip.
Right.
And now we see these guys benefiting, doing things that is against the format that we originally set up. How can you not expect us not to have
That's
an
war.
opinion on that?
No, well,
I might create
this
a
is how I
problem.
cannot expect you to have an opinion. It's the music business. MECC says this all the time. Music business. If you don't figure out how to navigate yourself through this industry, like, okay, all right, you were hot at this moment. You got this amount of pull. Now, once you have that attention, what you have is the power to put other people on. So the next generation, you pull them up, you put them in position. Maybe you have a label, maybe you have a management, maybe you have a production situation. Something that will keep not only your business going, but help promote the next generation. Now, if you don't do that, then yeah, then the young boys are looking at you like, yeah, I like your records, but you can't really do anything for me. That's the position that you're in. Now you have to learn to master this business. It's not just about just being an artist. And anytime that we look at it like, oh, I just want to be an artist, you're not, okay, all right, cool. You're gonna be broke. You're gonna be broke. You have to figure out the business. Now, if you're in a position, if at any point in your career, you're in a position to put somebody on and you don't, I mean, because you've been through a bad situation or you met an artist that didn't work hard enough, that should never stop. That should never stop. Looking for that next talent should never stop, in my opinion. In my opinion.
So we had the OGs on, and they said that the ones who are credited for starting hip hop, they made clear to us that they didn't start hip hop as a business. They started it to keep off the street and keep mixed in with the gang guys. At some point, it took off and it became a business. The guys that actually started it never actually profited it from the business. So what they position is that we never profited from the business, we never started it as a business. So when they see the new generation come in, they're trying to let them know this was something that we started actually to get us off the street, to get us not involved in gangs, to get us this, that, and y'all doing the total opposite with it. So that's more of their gripe.
What pissed them off.
Exactly what pissed them off.
I understand that. I understand that. But at the same time, you didn't put yourself in a position
to be businessmen.
Right.
Right.
But is hip hop supposed to be? That's the whole nother thing
There's no right or wrong. Like there's no
There is a right or wrong. There is a right or wrong because if another culture can come in or another race or whatever can come in and make billions and set their families up and their kids might not have never heard a hip hop record before, but they're living in a fucking mansion off of it, then nah. Then that's the fuzzy part on the fair.
Right.
Well, what did I say about fair? Ain't no fair. Ain't no fair. I'm not mad at OGs who never looked, who didn't have foresight to think that this thing would make billions, right? I'm not far enough removed. I told you my older brother was a member of the Dynamic Breakers. I remember them fighting for hip hop acceptance. Everything about what they did was considered hooligan, you look like a bum, you this, you that. They had, let alone thinking about copyrighting something. Or going to get a lawyer, you know what I mean? And like capitalizing off of what they were doing. Nobody thought of that. They were just fighting for acceptance. So I get it.
Right.
On the other end, I've seen young G's fuck up their opportunity just from being unprofessional. Little shit. You went little shit. Show up an hour late. Smoked out. Mad liquor on their breath. Their boys is loud. Showed up with 5 niggas when it was only supposed to be you and another dude. Showed up with 8 niggas and 3 more pulled up after that. Loud, rah-rah in the studio, just noise. Yo, we this, we that, we up, we lit. OG, look at him.
Yeah, I don't like this around me.
I'm gonna bring this on the road?
Nah.
I got kids. You niggas is children. Y'all are wildin'. This is a bad investment. You been in here 2 hours. You ain't laid nothing. No, I'm gonna catch a vibe. It's $200 an hour in here, motherfucker. Catch a vibe.
And then, yo, listen, when you win them $200 joints,
$200 an hour. You done spend $600.
Let's get to the next one.
I'm gonna catch a vibe, OG. I've been in these sessions and I walked over like, yo, get your man together. quick.
But hold on. But also, hold on. I got to negate a little bit, push back a little bit with Bigger, because even though the OGs, the hip hoppers at that time was just making music to stay out the street and all of that, at some point they started getting paid to do shows.
Not really.
Yeah. They at some point they started getting paid to do
He
shows.
sat here. I don't know if you was here.
No, I was here.
He
I
told
remember
you
what he said.
drug dealers gave them money. They wasn't getting paid from.
Right. So look, but that's
industry,
a business. Yeah. There's a business in that. If I'm recording records, and at first when I started doing it just for fun and to get the girls and shit, and then at some point the hustlers on the block is like, I like your music. You need to come to the Palladium and do a show. I'm gonna pay you. That's business, right? And then it evolves over time. So as it evolves over time, and the young G's now the young G's have access, right? More access than any of the older G's had back in the past. And they're more independent now. Right. I can go on the gram, put up a video, put up this content, and I can get 1 million views and make some fucking money. I don't need you. I don't need none of you niggas no more. All my niggas is good. But it comes from a foundation that the OGs set back in the past. But I just don't agree with the fact that them not understanding that there was some type of business at that time back in the day.
And I'm not
they got paid for something.
Nobody business. And this is it hurts me deeply to my soul, and I can't figure it out. The people that we're talking about is broke. Do you understand me? They are broke. They are living in the city. They are living in the projects. They are living in tenement buildings. The dudes that are accredited for starting hip hop. So I can't agree with this big money thing. They was broke the whole time I known them. You know what I'm saying? They never saw this payday that you talking about. Giving me a couple dollars to, you doing good, and he goes some sneaker money. It's not what we talking about. They missed the corporate money. They missed that.
I agree with that. I agree with that part.
From all of that. Right. They never saw that.
Where did this start from? Chasity telling us that New York and LA don't support their OGs. And there's the proof. New York OGs, New York founding fathers of the culture that everybody's raking it in, ain't doing no shows.
No, and that's terrible, and not doing any songs either. But again, what I've said I can't look at them as New York OGs. They hip hop OGs.
That's why I said founding
yeah,
fathers.
exactly.
I'm with you.
It's so easy for hip hop to get together and put in a couple pennies, not even dollars, and it would take care of all those dudes. So I'm so lost with that. We got rappers that's living in $30 million houses.
Right.
But the dudes that started hip hop is living in a goddamn tenement building in Harlem. We've had them on the show, and I know for a fact where they live at, and I don't, you know what I'm saying? And I won't even name them, beyond who you think. We've had legends on here, and I know you live right up the block in Harlem still, in your family's house that was passed down to you.
And they got hit records.
This is
too.
bad
Big
shit
song.
right here.
They don't own them.
But Bigger,
Yeah,
I agree with that, Bigger, right? But there comes a point where you start to know. We had Drez here, right? You was here for that interview.
Of course.
And when Drez was here, what did Drez do, right? Drez is considered an OG, a legend, or whatever the case may be. And he realized he got jerked. What did he do? The nigga did his fucking homework. And he went back and got his fucking reparations for all the work he put into the game. So I get what you're saying, and yes, the young guys and other artists.
He didn't get it checked.
Well, a lawsuit, but what I'm saying is he started the process.
No, he started the process.
He started the process. Dame Grease, same thing with his publishing, right?
Right.
They started the process because it's like we're learning, right? And then with this 50 years of hip hop thing, there's a lot of acknowledgement that's happening. There's a lot of rappers that came on this platform, and after they came here, their phone started fucking buzzing. And they went around doing shows and getting the bag.
That's true.
Right? What they choose to do with it is on them. You understand what I'm saying? Right. But the younger artists, by sampling their music, by doing all the things that they're doing, inviting them to shows or whatever the case may be, they're highlighting something and showing some type of appreciation to them. I just believe that, I'm not with the crutch shit. So it's about do your homework. understand what it is that happened in the past and how you can get back what you're owed.
Well,
at
Dred's
some
invited
point.
everybody to be a part of his lawsuit. Don't
Yeah,
forget that.
and that's on them
Definitely
to
did.
agree to it or not.
He said everybody can come get down.
So with our OGs, my thing is we have to. Damn, my father's age. I gotta take care of my dad, bro. You know what I'm saying? I need to look over my dad's business. I need to make sure everything that he is doing is. I have to look over that. I'm the young one with a whole different mind and a faster's mind. You talking about guys that's in their 60s? Do you know how old some of these
we
guys
seen
that
them at Gracie Mansion, and they
old.
were fine. They were fine, and they were
That
sharp.
sounds good, bro, but it's not. On some
No,
moments,
no,
my
no.
dad could con you too. On some moments,
I get what
you
he's
know
saying.
what I'm saying. You are not. You can't say someone who's 60-some years old have a cute mind like someone who's our age from their 30s to 40s.
I do want to say shout out to Mayor Adams. He gave a very compelling speech that day, and I get what you're saying, Bigga. I understand that, but at some point, the responsibility has to be on them.
Right.
It has to be. Like, you know, if this show fails, I fucked up, and that's the realization. That is just the fact. I fucked up. If their situations are what they are, they fucked up. Now, can we create something to help them? Of course we could, but are people obligated to do that? No.
No, of course not.
You dig what
We
I'm
should
saying?
as
They
hip-hop.
should feel
Right.
responsible.
We should as hip hop.
They're not
As
obligated.
hip-hop, if we want to make it that type of situation, then yes, let's do that. Let's make sure everybody's
They shouldn't
good.
have no teeth in their mouth.
you-
and rotten. It's bad, bro. It's bad. You know what I'm saying?
use the right
no,
word.
that's real
Right.
talk.
They're not, they're not
It's real
obligated.
talk.
No, he's right. But
How you invite me to a Rock the Bells concert, pulling me up on stage, but you up, and this is no offense, because some of the people I seen do this, I love. How you invite me to a Rock the Bells concert and you pulling me up on stage, you know, giving me my props, but I got a rotten mouth. I'm broke. I need help.
Word, and I'm wearing a
You know what I'm saying? I'm wearing a fake gold chain. Sorry.
You need a napkin.
This shit is turning.
right, though.
The whole world can see this
Nah,
shit
but
is
he
turning.
right though, son.
Come on, man. But bigger. Ain't no but bigger. It's a problem.
You right.
Fuck you talking about the
Right, you
OGs.
bigger.
I'll be one of them. Fuck you, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
LL put him on the platform. LL put him on stage.
I love you.
Give him
but
a
I
couple
need some
$1,000
hoes. You
and
gotta,
shit.
you know,
Come do
let's
the
figure
show.
this out. You got my teeth
Oh,
fucked up, my dude.
yo.
You know what I'm saying? I'm living in the project. I'm going back to the tenement building.
you know who I would love to hear talk about this? LL. LL, if
Yes,
you
he
ever
might
in New
do.
York,
I'm LL. So don't get it wrong.
please pull
I'm
up.
He
part of
watches the
LL.
show. He definitely watches the show.
Yeah,
I would-
I'm part LL, so don't get it
Yo,
wrong.
Queens get them. I would love to interview. I missed my
fuck
chance to
with you,
interview
baby.
by. I missed my
Keep it
chance to
100.
interview LL by
just
this
keep
much.
it real.
Back in the day,
Nah,
it was
nah.
Queen
I get
Latifah,
what
Ice
you're
Cube,
saying.
Nas, and LL, and I got Nas, but
But somebody like, yo, not to cut you off, Mega, LL is a prime example of what I'm speaking on. I get what you're saying, and I agree with you 100%. There needs to be some type of funding, insurance, or something for older rappers that help start hip hop. I agree with you 110%. But you look at somebody like LL. Okay, LL been doing it since he was 16 years old.
But
bro.
please understand, when academics attempted to throw the founding fathers or the older generation of hip hop under the bus, LL was one of the
Yeah, he
people
the
who
first
spoke
that stepped
up, and he
up,
was
yeah.
like, "Listen,
Right.
you can't judge a man for not having that business sense. They were doing this out of love."
Right.
And I respect that. Now, if we are going to do something, let's not talk about it. Let's create it. Let's find a way to support these people who gave us a way out the hood.
I agree.
Right.
Who gave so many people a way out the hood.
Right.
But we're not gonna do that. Let's just stop talking about this shit.
I
It's
agree.
bigger
Go on.
joke about you trying to pull me on stage and our shit is fucked up. Like, yo, it's crazy, bro. Like, that's crazy.
We're not trying to bash
That's
nobody.
crazy. We're not trying to bash it, but I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
no,
That's
Biggie's
fucked
not
up.
making
You know
fun
what
of
I'm
it. He's
saying?
saying that
Yeah.
shouldn't be.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
Right.
However,
I agree with that.
again, it is their responsibility. It's their responsibility. If we are going to take this stance, I can see it making hip hop the generations gelling together if we do take this stance. But if we don't, it's nobody's fault. It's nobody's fault.
But
But
then
also
again,
them bashing new school, bashing the new generation isn't good either, and it's not gonna open the door.
Yeah, and it doesn't. But you know what? Bigger speaking up about this. But best believe there's gonna be some guys from that generation who's gonna be mad at him for saying it.
Right.
Yeah.
They're gonna be mad at him.
But
Like-
I'm gonna have new school dudes mad at me.
I went on Drink Champs and talked about battle rappers not getting royalties for none of their performances, and battle rappers got mad at me.
And look at what's happening now. Remember that clip we seen the other day?
That shit is retarded.
Remember that clip we seen the other day?
Yeah, facts. But hey,
but,
you know,
but what is these
it
niggas
is
doing
what
with
it
their
is,
money,
bro.
though?
That's
What are they doing with
Listen,
their bread?
they're trying to equate.
Because I'm sure they was getting paid. They was getting money.
They're trying
Not
to
sure
equate
about
their.
that.
they're
Not
tr- they're trying to
for
equate-
years not getting money?
No. They're trying to equate their look
Their
with the fame
lifestyle.
that they have.
Their lifestyle.
Yeah.
So that when you see them, you don't think it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Costs a lot
But
of money to look.
unfortunately, after a while, you can only front for so long. And then, you know what I mean? Shit start falling apart. Niggas start noticing, yo, why you got YKKK on your fucking chain and shit? Like, you know what I mean? Like, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is.
I just want to say this, Math, and I'll get off of it.
Pause.
I do see it.
Go ahead.
Fuck this. So I do see it changing though. I do see that shifting. Like when we went to the 50 Cent Busta Rhymes shit. 50 brought out all young artists, and he's considered an OG to them in this generation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Early 2000s, late 90s. He brought out Bobby Shmurda, Young M.A., Jeremiah,
J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Sleepy Hollow. He brought
Even
up-
Jadakiss, like it was crazy.
Yeah.
But he brought out a lot of young artists that he supported. The Baby. He brought these artists out because he supports them. And they look up to him. And they give
Shout
him
out
his
to
flowers.
Fifth, man.
Yeah, shout out to Fifth, man. And they give him his flowers. So I believe that is changing. It's
Yeah,
shifting.
it's
shifting.
happening.
Yeah.
It's happening. Little by little, as the OGs and the new artists communicate, we get into a better spot.
Right,
I think what Big is talking about, in my opinion, is like the next revolution, the next step where we unionize.
Right.
Yes.
We create a union to where the OGs are now, hey, listen, everybody who's making this amount of money, kick in $20 to the union.
Right.
Nothing crazy, $20. Maybe a new artist can afford an attorney
Right.
and not get jerked. Maybe an OG can afford dental. You know what I mean? And not be hurt over like little
even when artists pass away. You know what I'm saying? They don't be having no bread for that situation
This
either.
not only for the OGs. This is for the young
Everybody-
ones.
everybody
This
is for
everybody.
This for Math Hoffa.
Listen.
When I said
How
the
much-
lawyer,
listen,
I wasn't
listen,
talking about
listen,
OGs.
recorded that he ain't getting what his due just because of the system, how it's set up. It's just not for the OG. This affects him
Facts.
too.
Right.
Look how much
I look
music
at it-
and
I
shows
look
and
at-
stuff he recorded.
I look at and I think the issue there is the suckers who have the knowledge and they'll just watch people fail.
You don't want to share it? No.
And that don't
Just
be the
watch
artist.
people fail.
That be the ones behind the artist.
It'd be the higher
No,
up.
it'd be the artist sometimes.
That's
It'd be
what
the
I was gonna
artist.
say.
It'd be
It'd
like,
like-
That's
he
what I
he'd
was
be like,
gonna
I know
say.
how this works.
That
I see
step
that they
into
got
that
something
position.
going.
Yeah, that step into that position.
Instead of them stepping in like, yo, man, you know, you missing
could get
out
a
on
bag
such and
together.
such and such. They'll be like, nah, we'll just sit back
Suck
over
it in.
there.
Because you're a
Them
fucking
niggas
threat.
don't even know. Them niggas don't even know. You a sucker. You a fucking sucker.
You remember
All
Master
right.
P?
Hurt people hurt people. So with most of those artists,
That got jerked
they were
before.
cheated.
Right.
Understand the game. They got cheated. So when they get cheated, they learn like Mav said.
Right.
And then like he said,
rubs off on them.
unfortunately, they don't, set their platform the right way.
Right.
They sit back and allow
I mean,
the
even-
next people to come
Even me
behind
myself,
them
like, it's
to get cheated.
It's a fucking shame that I have to learn like so much business from like
Strangers.
my Jewish homies
Yeah,
or
strangers.
my,
Strangers.
you know what I'm saying? Like, when there's so many of us in the game that could just be like, yo, math, yo, you didn't know, your math, or I'll reach out and motherfuckers act like they can't share no information with you because they fucking suckers.
Oh, they feel like you're gonna cut their throat.
Or
It's just a lot of
I'm
that.
gonna fuck up they flow.
They
or
still
something.
trying to get paid.
Right.
Yeah.
So they still trying to get what they ain't achieved. So
here's
they
the-
like,
here's the-
I
So
got jerked.
why would I help
I
him
got
if
jerked.
I
Now
got
I'm on my come
Right.
up. When
Right.
when I get my come up right, then I'll look out for you.
That's
Don't
why,
really
and that's
work
why I
like
gotta
that.
say real quick, Meg. I know you got a point. Rest in peace to K Slade, because K Slade was the only DJ I knew
that played my
besides,
shit first.
wait, hold on. Besides Gad, who's doing it now with Big Brooklyn and everything, but K Slade was the first DJ I knew that had so many rappers from different generations on
That you
one
ain't-
fucking record.
that you ain't hear from in a long
in a
time.
long time.
Yeah,
Word.
true.
Word.
On one record.
Word.
My bad, nigga.
Shout out to Slade. Rest in peace, Slade.
Rest in
Definitely.
peace, K Slade, definitely.
Listen, I just feel like,
Oh, speaking on K Slade, my bad, math. He got a whole street named after him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to him and his
K
family.
Slade on that got a whole street.
Overdue.
Shout out to my dog Papoose.
You know you from
Brooklyn.
a couple blocks from here.
Yeah, Big Harlem.
Shout out to Slade.
Shout out to Slade for that. Word. You want to do the Kanye first?
Wait, let me pull it
What
up.
did Kanye do?
Well, yeah. What's
Kanye's wife got caught
your
second.
man was masked up getting dome on a boat, baby.
Word.
Who,
He got
Kanye?
caught
Yeah.
by
From his wife.
Oh, from his
What
wife.
Crazy.
He's married.
He
His
got
wife.
married. He got
She
remarried.
looks just like Kim K.
And she caught him getting half.
No, she was giving him head.
Kanye was getting head from his wife
Oh, okay.
with a mask on.
With his yeeks out.
Jesus.
Is his wife white?
Yeah, she looks just like Kim Kardashian.
So his new wife is white too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you get on, you your ass full of white girl. He predicted his own future.
Listen.
Blood of Christ,
Kim
Kanye.
K look
Blood of
better.
Christ.
Hold on.
Kim K look better.
Hold on. Far as like, you get to, I don't know how to say this without black women trying to stab me tomorrow.
Then you probably shouldn't say
Then
it.
I'm not gonna say it.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna say it.
Exactly.
But it's just a certain no, I feel like there's a character that a lot of black women are assuming that's not an accurate representation of who they've been throughout centuries and centuries and centuries of building respect of who you are. Like black women used to raise the slave masters' children. Now they're assuming this role of ratchet that I don't agree with. You know what I mean? Like I just don't feel like that's the black image. This is why I don't like watching dumb nigga comedies. You dig what I'm saying? I don't like watching nothing that makes us look stupid to other races. So people be like, oh, what you got against soul playing? Nigga, what?
Tap dancing
I mean,
for massa.
get your money. It's entertainment for y'all, but to me, I'm looking at it like, the fuck is this?
Tap dancing.
Yeah.
I'm
You know
glad
what I
you
mean?
said what you said.
There's so many
man.
educated moments that can be depicted about us other than a soul plane.
Right, exactly. And then, but those are the movies that's supposed to be our movies.
Cult classics.
You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I don't fuck with that. But if Kanye got caught, you know, then that's his wife.
Did we just talk about that?
Yeah.
Well, one sec. I just want to say I do agree with what Mav said. I think that at some point, and I think about this, in order to destroy a society, in order to destroy a people, you kind of got to start with the woman.
Yeah.
You know
She's
what
the
I'm
teacher.
saying? And our woman, at some point in this level, they got destroyed. And we took part of that. And we took part of that unknowingly. You know, this is a lot of stuff that I say on this show all the time. We didn't know, but we have to address it now that we are aware of so many things. We took part of destroying our black woman when we started to label her as a hoe and
Oh, bitch.
let my homie share and all of this stuff like that. And when we destroy our black woman, that was it. That's the
beginning
start
of
of
the
it.
end.
That's the beginning.
That's-
and
That's where you get
I
these
think that's
emotionally
a
charged
systematic setup.
young boys who's just, you know what I mean, like shooting everything because they scared to lose a fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You getting these kids that don't have compassion because their mothers became women that don't know how to love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't fuck with that. But you know, I don't judge anybody for being with who you want to be with. Be with who you want to be with. But I just don't agree with the whole overall black women being supposed to be ratchet or supposed to be fighting. Like the shit that we see constantly. If you scroll, that's what you seeing, man. You seeing like they cursing what's her name? Sexy Red. And just the way they carrying themselves.
Do you think the
like,
music have an influence on that?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
But more than the music, parents.
Yes. True.
Parents. Who's in the household?
So I'm glad
playing this shit around their kids. Who's twerking around their babies and making them think like this is the way I'm supposed to be or whatever. Who's not? I mean, it's one thing you can do that, but what else are you giving them?
But what if the parents is like giving them, like teaching them the right way, and they learning the shit from like school or the people they around?
It ain't school, bro.
Ain't
All these kids, all these kids is like this now.
It could be the internet. It could be school.
It's partial
Your
school.
parents teach you the right way, but the kids is going in a whole
I
nother
agree. It's
direction.
definitely partial school. But if your parents set you out on the right course, no matter what you learn from school, later on, what your parents taught you is going to override.
That's a fact.
Right, true story.
That's
but what about
if your parents acceptable, that's the intro for you to accept it.
Right.
But what about the whole issue systemically of the black man being the strong black man, the masculine black man being removed from the household?
That's when it actually started.
Right.
That's when it actually
Yeah.
started.
I had a conversation about that with somebody
In order to
earlier.
get government assistance, a woman couldn't have a man in the house.
So they
Men
found on
couldn't
welfare.
get jobs
That was a part
because
of it.
we were black men. There were no jobs for us. And even me and her working together, if I got a piss poor job and she needs assistance, we need assistance. But the rule was I couldn't be in the house in order for her to get the assistance. So
Right.
now I'm out the house. She really feels like she doesn't need me. Not only does she feel she doesn't need me, but me being there is to her detriment, which makes it super terrible.
Right.
Super terrible.
Now,
So
she's working.
No,
and the kids is outside in the street.
If she's working,
If
but
she's
the
working,
government
right.
has now subsidized her lifestyle.
Right.
I can't be a part of it. I can't do that. And I can't get the jobs. I can't get in the union. We live in the ghetto, et cetera, et cetera. So now the mentality is created after generation. There's a child watching their mother do it all by themselves.
And the kids start.
My daddy never been around. Meanwhile, he couldn't come in the house because if he did, your mother loses all the benefits. And he doesn't have a job. He's barely getting by. You dig what I'm saying? So now if he shows up, it's a problem. And you have generations of kids being raised thinking we don't need a man in the house. We don't need.
So I agree with you, Mecca, right? But I'm big on this, and because I did public health classes and we actually did studies on this shit. And the mortality rate amongst black men is super high compared to any other race, right, in America.
Right.
And then you have the fact that the mass incarceration thing, right?
And the suicide rate,
drug use, all of these different things,
Mental
right?
health.
And then mental health and also just health issues in general, right? Due to environmental issues. So now, when that happens, right? Let's say, for instance, prior to a man going to prison, let's use the mass incarceration example. Going to prison, he was a masculine man, right? He took care of home, even though if he was in the streets and doing what he had to do, he took care of his baby and his baby mother, his wife, or whoever, right? He goes to prison due to laws that's being lobbied to make sure he gets away from the family household. He comes home now, he's an alpha male, right? And when you come home an alpha male, that means you're chasing. That means you're like a lion on a prowl.
Right.
You just want to get that satisfaction. You want to do what you got to do. What does that do? That runs consistent with breaking up the home, because you're not the same motherfucker you was before you went in.
Right.
True. Your mindset was, how many people we know in the street right now that's hustling, doing what they got to do, but they make time for their daughters, right? They take them to school, their sons, whoever. They do what they got to do, even though they straddling the fence.
Right.
And when they get caught up and they come back out, they become alpha males, especially if they're not educated. So now what happens is they just chase and tail. And that just
Chase and
destroys the
tail,
home even more.
Chase and tail, or they putting themselves back in a position to go back
They
in.
swindle
Right.
us.
Because they feel like they're behind.
Right.
Hunters
They got to
not-
catch up.
Yeah.
Hunters, not alphas. Hunters, not alphas. This is there. I know.
Well,
what you're
if you
talking about.
look up the word alpha male, it is like a
Well,
hunter. It is a hunter.
when they're comparing it to the wolf, the pack of wolves, which is where where the whole thing originated
Right.
from. But when it
Elite.
comes to people, they've switched it up.
Gotcha.
Leadership is what an alpha is. I would consider somebody who doesn't have self-discipline like that a beta, but that's a whole different. The conversation is when children are growing up without a father in the house and thinking they don't need a man in the house. That's where the mentality comes from. So now there's women telling you how they're independent, they don't need no man, etc., etc.
Poor guidance.
Men want to be needed. Men want to be needed. That's our thing. You want to, hey, I need to protect my house, my family, my kids, etc., etc. Everybody got to be good.
Right.
We rock like that all the time. You take that foundation out, pull the rug out from under our feet. And even now, if you look at the studies, it said black men are the most active parents. We 70% of us in the house raising the kids. The stigma needs to die. Like the reputation that we have needs to die.
That's
the
not- and that's
reputation that black women have also needs to die. But there's truth on both sides. We have not been in the house.
There's a certain level of
They've been
toxicity.
made to be strong because of our absence. So now my homeboy's a teacher. And we were talking about boys fighting girls in school.
Yeah, that shit look crazy to me.
I said the same thing.
that
Almost.
shit looks crazy.
Math, look-
They be fighting these girls like
I watch females whip niggas' ass.
No,
though,
wait,
bro.
wait for it. Because I said those exact, I wasn't boys fighting. I was like, that shit look crazy. Where the fuck they get that from? Where the fuck did that start? He was like, oh, I'll tell you. He said they watch their mothers fight everyone.
And then they got brothers.
They watch their mothers fight men. They
Right.
watch their mothers fight women. So now they don't see a difference. They don't know that there's a difference between throwing hands with a boy or throwing hands with a girl.
They
For
fight
them, it's all the
anybody.
same
It's
shit.
nuts.
I never thought of that. He was like, they've watched their mothers fight men. They watch their mothers put hands on men. They don't think there's a difference.
Women square up on men now. Like right now, they square up.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yo,
I had
we
a
are
teacher
not
who used to be
enemies.
like, look, man, you a woman, you like fighting men, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put you in the bathroom. No place to run. No place to...
They only like fighting.
Where's the
they
piece
only
of
like
rope
fighting
thing?
men that
But-
won't fight them.
I don't
So
agree.
When
I don't
think
agree
they
with
really
that.
niggas in their mind, they fight anybody.
That's because of men that won't fight them. And I agree that men should never put their hands
Not
on a
at all.
woman, but the women that get hyped up are from the men that won't fight them.
Some
If
of
a
these
man
women- some
put
of these
his
women
hand-
think they
if a
alpha
man,
males.
if a man put his hands on you in a man way, you'll get the picture.
Black
They
women,
wouldn't do that shit no
The
more.
black man is not your enemy. Black men, the black woman is not your enemy.
At
We
all.
are not enemies. We do not walk out the house thinking how we can destroy each other. We are not. We have real enemies, and we ain't it. I am not anti you. You should never be anti me. We are
No,
not
champ.
enemies. Can we please get this shit out the paint and stop thinking that we want the worst for each other at all times? Like a black woman wants the worst for you, or a black man wants the worst for you. I understand we're not seeing eye to eye. I understand we got some shit to get over. I understand a lot of shit was done to us that has us thinking this way. And I understand some of us just don't fucking know no better. And everybody ain't gonna make it. I'm not arguing with nobody Harriet Tubman would have shot. I'm still on that same kind of time. But I am not your enemy. You are not here to fight with me. You are not here to fight against me or be against me in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I don't care if you lesbian. I don't care if you like men. As a black man, I am not your enemy. I am not walking out this house to hurt you. And I need to believe with everything in me, word to my mother and all my sisters, you are not my enemy. I refuse to fucking believe that. If we could just get past that shit.
But I gotta tell you
Please.
what the issue is. When you have a certain level of trauma, it's like having a cup that's full. Your patience is shorter.
Facts.
You jump to these emotional responses
It spills.
immediately. because you have trauma. If you run into any woman who goes from 0 to 60 just like that, or any man that goes from 0 to 60 like that,
God.
it's because the amount of trauma in their subconscious just has them at a shortage of patience, and they're ready to spaz the fuck out.
That's scary type of people to be around.
Yeah, it is.
For
It
men
is
always,
because
for all of us.
those are the people that will stab you, and then call you while you're in the hospital and say, "I'm
You all
sorry,
right?
I love you."
Are you all right? Are you good?
You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, I'm on my deathbed.
Right.
They'll blame
Those
you.
are the women
You
that
shouldn't
call
have
the
did
cops and tell the cops you did some crazy shit that you didn't do, and then as soon as you get out, "I'm sorry, I love you." Like,
And then do it again.
you dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need-
Trauma is adopted very easily, but changing your mindset is the most difficult thing to do.
Yes.
Especially in a black community when most of us are traumatized. And it's a choice. And I feel like black men and women rather not make the choice to be better and just stick to what they know.
No,
and I think
right.
that's the issue.
Yeah.
So it's education. You have to just want to be educated. And
Yeah.
and MECCA, I'm happy you said that in the camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's education.
Right.
That's what we're talking about.
Unlearn.
I want
How
to
do you
add on
unlearn?
to one quick
Unlearn.
thing
Unlearn.
that Mecca said. I love what Mecca said. Definitely the truth. And the only point I want to add on is that I think is overmissed is that this is something that the world needs to understand. So humans, we're not each other's enemy. It goes so beyond black man, black woman. Humans, we are not each other's enemy. If we believe that we are being duped by evil force that is actually outside of ourselves, that have the grand plot on destroying
Or-
the human race.
or a system that wants to divide us.
Exactly. None of us are each other's enemy.
Right.
That's something that's programmed.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Start with black people though.
Facts.
All right, flip that one up. Flip that one. Yo, that was supposed to be about Kanye getting head.
Yeah,
right?
That was great,
This how it
though. That
goes,
was great,
man.
though. It
That's
was
how
good.
it
It
goes.
was
That's how it
good,
goes.
though.
That
It
was
was
crazy.
good.
That was
That's how it goes.
That was
good
good, though.
Oh, the
That
camera's
was
still
really
running?
good. So all right, so Big Daddy Kane.
Okay, so Big Daddy Kane.
We need more information on this one.
All right, there's really not a lot of information. I went through a few clips. Big Daddy Kane almost comes to blows with UK rapper on stage. So Kamachi Slide, a UK rapper, went on stage and just disrespected his set real quick. And they almost came to blows. That's really, he just stood there.
Yeah.
Why?
With a ski mask on.
Yeah, but this is the thing. We don't know what his issue was.
And then, but
You
Big
don't
Daddy
know.
Kane did say
My assumption is that he was probably supposed to be part of the hip hop.
Or it was
50,
supposed
or
to be
he
a
got
set.
cut out of it. His set got cut.
Yeah.
And you know.
Because Big Daddy Kane did say, yo, that's not my problem.
Yeah. So whatever he was saying,
But
yo,
that's
I
not-
was supposed to.
That's not
or
Big
I was
Daddy Kane's
supposed to
fault,
get,
though.
Or he was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't disrespect the legend, though.
Absolutely.
He's
You don't
supposed to get
disrespect
flipped off
the
that
legend.
stage.
You don't disrespect any performer, period.
Not
If
at
it ain't
all,
your
you know what I
stage,
mean?
You're not supposed to be
How,
up there.
how y'all been feeling about
And
this?
where was the
hip-hop business
security
shit?
at? Hold up. Where was the security on stage that day?
He was there, but he ain't do shit.
Like,
Hey,
come
first
on,
of all,
man. Like,
Yeah, he's really not doing
that's the
anything.
big bro right there, man. You got to protect the legends,
That's the
bro.
big bro, but out there, Homeboy is probably the big
Right,
bro for,
right.
Yeah,
for
for-
them.
Right.
You
Right,
know
but
what I'm
at the
saying?
same time, you got to protect, like, you know, the artist, man. Like, you don't just walk up on somebody's set like that. Like, and come on, he could have hurt him. While he performing, he don't even know this guy standing here, man. That was kind of crazy.
Nah, I think Kane could have hurt him too.
Yeah.
Definitely. But how y'all feeling about this Hip Hop 50 thing? Like, are we getting like a real celebration? Do you feel like it's
So-
a real celebration?
So remember when we was driving to Jersey that day, and we drove past Sedgwick Avenue, and we were looking and talking, and I think you said it or I said it. I was like, or we were like, ain't nothing changed over here. All the money that's made, all the things that come out of hip hop, it still looks desolate. This is supposed to be a landmark of something that helped people make millions and billions of dollars. and there's still cops on every corner. There's still garbage on the street. There's still construction going on because they probably about to gentrify the shit.
Still a million rats running around the city.
But nothing changed. So for me, the 50 years of hip hop, all the celebrations, that's cool and all that, but where's the change at?
Right.
Where's the change for the hip hop community? Especially for the OGs and the legends and stuff like that.
Well, LL was on stage and he kind of criticized the people who were acting like they were too big to be involved.
Right.
Oh, we seeing a great involvement. Jermaine Dupri was talking about no one did anything in Atlanta. Like, was this thing even planned out? Like,
Yeah, Jermaine, man, come on the show, bro.
Hip Hop
yeah, what's
50.
about that?
Like,
Hip
come
Hop
on.
50 is giving the OGs.
I was expecting to see certain people perform.
I feel like they've given the OGs the opportunity to work.
Yeah,
It
You know
did.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It
To
did.
tour again.
It gave them a
To
lot
do
of
more
opportunity.
interviews, to
Right.
put themselves
The
out
streams
there.
went up on their songs.
So we
all
were
of that.
just
Right.
we were
A lot
just
of them
talking
got
about
paid
that.
that
Hopefully they
And
own
I
those
think that
masters.
Hip Hop 50 did exactly what it's supposed to do for who it's supposed to be for. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? For the OGs who started hip hop.
Didn't Snoop do
I
something
totally
out in LA?
agree, Cassidy,
I'm
but
not
so
sure.
you know, they got paid for that event. So the problem with that is, for me, they got paid for that event. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And all the
So
other events.
okay, so hold on, Bigga.
whatever other
Bigga.
event they did, yeah, they could have brought in a little
And
bit
this
of
is
money
their
for it.
opportunity to use that shine to figure it out.
That's what I was
Mac
gonna
was
say.
saying.
Yep,
Right.
yep.
So
That's
this
a fact.
year was their opportunity to take all of these things
Who are
and
you?
figure it out.
Now I'm gonna catch this with you. Which one of them are you directly working with?
Excuse me?
Which one of them are you directly working with?
As far as what?
Your job. You're a publicist.
Yeah.
You help bring money. You help bring opportunity. Which one of them are you working with?
I'm not working with anybody.
Exactly.
I
You see what I'm saying?
Well, that's not my fault though.
It's
Team
not
MEO.
that it's your fault,
Right.
but you have to still think. Did you offer them your services?
Yo, man,
No,
nigga, she work for me, man. What the what's wrong with you, man?
It's
wrong with
not
you?
personal. Not,
Works for me.
this is for any publicist.
Wasn't
It's not
your man
Cass.
there though, Matt?
Cass, you know this ain't
Wasn't
about
your
you.
man there?
Yeah, I
This is
get
about
it.
any publicist.
Facts.
Word.
Bigger know all of us.
First of all,
Yeah,
Bigga,
so-
wasn't you there?
Where?
Where,
what you
nigga?
doing?
Wasn't
Was
you
you
at
collecting
50?
money for the-
Wasn't
for
you
the
backstage
OGs fund?
with? You was with
Foundation?
Kane and all of
You
them
were
niggas.
with everybody.
Where was we?
Let me explain.
Yeah, where was the Neo?
I actually paid. I actually
shit.
paid for
He did.
50 my own joint.
Right.
You
Right, go
wanted-
ahead.
So that was
You
my
wanted
giving.
specific
That was
tickets.
my giving back to them. And I again on the air apologize so much for my crew not knowing it was not like that.
It's always not like that with
It
you, bro.
wasn't.
How many times you say that to us, my nigga?
It
Yo, wasn't
wasn't.
like
No,
that.
I
I'm
know.
sorry,
It
guys.
wasn't
I
like
know
that.
he
Yeah,
told me
Exactly.
when I
He didn't tell
got
me
with
shit.
Yo, Matt, you knew?
Yeah.
Yo,
Tell me
Matt, you knew?
shit.
Yo, Chimp, you knew? I seen pictures on the gram. I'm like, yo, my man is
I
there.
fucked up that day, and I admit that. I should have, I fucked up, but it was a last minute thing.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have happened.
Got it. Not
Yeah.
Put you on the spot, nigga.
Fuck that.
It's
We
the
gotta keep it real with each other, man. You could have called niggas like, yo, what's up? Y'all good? I'm back here. I got
back here.
passes.
That part, you right. You
We
right.
would have walked right in with you, Bigga. We your security, nigga.
What you think?
I totally don't disagree with that part.
Man,
You're right.
what you think
Good,
about
good,
the
yeah.
50 years? What you think about it?
I mean, I maybe I had a different expectation. I felt like I would have seen a lot of people unified, a lot of events, a lot of concerts, a lot of like just an overall celebration. But it feels like there's a lot of people who are at the top of the game that's not like even involved in this shit, and it feels weird. You dig what I'm saying?
Do you feel like battle rap should have been involved with the 50 years?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like battle rappers should have been a part of that?
That's
Yeah,
how hip hop
definitely.
started.
It's a part
Yeah,
of
I feel like battle rappers like should have been a part of that 50 years of hip hop. And it wasn't.
Where was that?
What you think, Matt?
Graffiti, DJing, and
Beatboxing.
breakdancing. I would have liked to see more of the elements everywhere. I saw a bunch of celebrations, I saw a bunch of parties, but they were being thrown by people who didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. Like certain people would walk up to the door and have to wait, get turned away, or you're not on the list, and it's like, yo, him?
Oh yeah, we went through that. We went through that.
Us.
I'm talking about, and I'm not even.
No,
I'm not
but
even
we
speaking-
saw hip hop legends going through the same thing.
I
And
saw
that's
that.
crazy.
I saw that a lot. Now, what I was super happy about is EO Dub was in Times Square. That shit was fire.
Oh,
Like that shit.
Yo, man, that's what that was.
Yeah.
We walked. Remember when we walked past it after I parked and we went down to Sony Music Hall?
Wow.
Yeah, that was the
That's
stage.
what that was.
That whole
yeah.
stage.
Remember you was like,
was there?
No,
I was there. That's where I ran into Dougie at.
That's the night of Sony Music Hall,
Yeah.
the
Right.
Onyx event.
Yeah, yeah.
EO Dub was in
Because
Times
you stopped
Square.
and was like, yo, who's that on the stage?
Yeah.
That was
That was
EO Dub.
that was
beautiful.
They had the whole stage in the middle of the
Yeah.
block.
End of the week was it
Crazy.
now that it should have been more along those lines. You dig what I mean? Like
Right.
if we gonna talk, we gonna do elements, we gonna get to the essence. Let's do that shit. I wanna see break dances performing. I wanna see big ass murals.
You still break dance?
Those days are over.
I got one uncomfortable question for y'all. On the blog, I told y'all, 1520 Cedric Avenue, I ran the security. What happened to y'all?
Wait, what?
What?
What are you talking about?
1520 Cedric Avenue,
Cedric.
where we had the 50-year
birthplace.
anniversary from the very birthplace. I said in the blog to all of y'all, I run
You
the
said in the
security.
group chat?
Wow, you mean a
Yes,
group chat?
in
I
the
didn't
group
see
chat.
that.
I said I run the security.
Oh yeah, he did. He did.
We
He
will
did.
not
He did.
have a problem.
Yeah, I remember that.
Did you say
Nobody
the
showed
date?
up.
I
Yeah.
remember that. He did.
I said the date because you said the wrong date. And I corrected you and I let you know that you was
he
in
know he
Yankee
did.
Yo, hold on. Bigger guy get his
Stadium
get back.
with Cedric Avenue.
His gat
And
went
I
in on
let
him.
you know that
He got you to
1520
get back.
Cedric Avenue, we are all good because it's under bigger protection.
And that was
Yo, this
after
is
the
his get
hip
back,
hop
Matt, you heard?
50, right?
Bigger get back.
I didn't hear nothing from nobody.
Nah, he right,
Nobody showed up.
All right, so look, we got we're gonna have a calendar in here from now on.
All right.
Anything like that going on, we just
So
write it
yeah,
up
I
on
know
there.
I did have everything set up for y'all and nobody
Yo,
showed
Big, I ain't
up.
gonna lie.
That was
Yo,
1520
yeah. I
Cedric
apologize,
Avenue.
Bigga.
That was
Yo.
KRS-One. That was
Yo, Bigger,
where
we
it started.
appreciate that, man, for real. But you gotta actually be a part of the group chat. you a part
I
of
put
you
it
a part
in
of the
the
group chat
group
when you
chat.
want to be, nigga.
Facts.
So about call me, don't text me.
Facts.
Call me, don't
There's
text
a
me.
million times
Come
I'll be
on,
like,
man.
yo, Biggie, you ain't see it in the group chat? No, I'll be checking that.
Exactly.
Come on, son. Like, nah, we gotta get more organized with that shit. But I just look. I wanted to see more of like the Kanyes, the Pharrells, the Jay-Z,
Drake.
the Drakes, like everyone just
a lot of Southern people
in
too.
unison. You know what I
It
mean?
would have been great if the big big
Icons.
names put on for the places that they were from specifically.
Right.
Like I would love to see.
Scarface in Houston.
Yeah, Scarface had
See how fast that happened?
Jay-Z in
New York.
Brooklyn.
Right.
Yeah,
nah, but
man.
like take
Willie
it
D.
even
all
even
of
take
them.
it
Yeah, all
outside
that.
of New York, like Scarface in Houston, Bum B.
Yeah.
Like fucking
Two Live Crew.
Big Boy and Dre doing a reunion for the 50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
performing Outkast joints in the middle of
Eminem,
Atlanta.
Detroit. Like,
Fucking
yeah, that would've been
Ludacris
fire.
coming out for that, and Nelly and
St. Louis.
yeah, like
That'd
I
been
would have
crazy.
loved to see
And mixing
that.
in the new generation.
Right.
Yeah.
So you, instead of like the situations where you got like 50, 60-year-olds, just okay, we going over here, and the 30-year-olds is going over there, and the 20-year-olds is going over there. Like have them
Blend
all
all
in
of
one
that
building.
shit. I tell you what some artists did, right? Drake had his own concert at Barclays, right? Jay-Z did the Book of Hove at Grand Army Plaza.
was
Oh, that was crazy.
50
Fire.
Cent and Busta did the final lap tour.
Right.
Right? So I believe that was their ways of celebrating the 50 years of hip hop without actually saying it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was just like, yo, this is monumental what we doing over here, even though it's individualized.
Right.
But we see it, we respect it, and this is where we come from. So it was happening, it just wasn't publicized that way.
that way.
Do y'all think
but-
LL was coming at Jay-Z?
No, ain't
No.
nobody coming at Hov.
Oh, so
When he said,
No,
y'all
I'm just saying
didn't
they
see
had
the
their
new
own
thing
ways.
he did, where he complained about
certain
the dude
artists should have
not
came
coming
out.
to the 50th anniversary, and he did a mimic of Jay-Z's voice.
No, I'm
did?
not talking
I didn't
about
see
that.
all that.
I don't know about it. I didn't see
I'm not
that.
talking. I'm
All
just
right,
saying
so-
that they all had their ways
Send
to
it to the
celebrate.
group chat,
Pause,
Bigga.
fellas, pause.
Put it
We
in the
need
group
to
chat,
pull that
Bigga.
up. Jay-Z,
Group chat.
it's a big thing right now. Jay-Z did, LL did something where he mimicked Jay-Z's voice accordingly, you know, but it sounds like it. And he complained and said, you dudes, y'all's too big to come up here on the stage. Y'all could get up on here on the stage just like me. You ain't bigger than me, you know I'm neat. And he did Jay-Z's voice.
Can you find it
Well,
and
nah,
send it to
I
us?
can't. That's a far stretch.
I mean,
nigga,
Mac would have it
Nah, if
faster
he's
than me,
saying
but
that-
Nah, I saw it, but I didn't see.
I wouldn't
yeah,
say
you
it was
didn't watch it.
Jay-Z's
Yeah,
voice,
he does Jay-Z's voice. He mimics it.
Nah, he didn't mimic it.
Bro, you know I don't lie. So you play it for yourself.
Well, nobody's gonna accuse you of lying. B.
Yeah, exactly. I don't do that.
That ain't.
LL Cool J was recently on stage in Houston where a lot of people
we go.
think that he
I
actually
love it.
called out Jay-Z. I'm going to play what he said. I'm going to let you
I
be
love
the
it.
judge. I'm going to give you a brief history of
That
the
shirt is crazy.
feud, the
Yeah,
highly publicized
Yeah, it is
feud
hot.
between LL Cool J and Jay-Z. First, here's what LL said.
I don't think he was saying
Stick
it was
around for
hot.
what I got to say after this.
Shout out to all you rappers trying to play mystery man. So let's be on this goddamn stadium. A lot of Jews were around.
Come on, man.
What did he say?
He doing the huffle. He doing the huffle shit that Jay-Z always.
Hold on. Was that
That
actually?
sounds like more like Biggie to me.
Nah, he talking about Jay.
Dead. He talking about
Talking
Jay.
about Jay.
Stop the nonsense. We ain't no
all
podcast that you
subjective,
bull. He talking about Jay. Ain't no other rapper talk like that.
You know what?
Tell me
Hold
what
on,
other
hold on.
rapper talk
I
like
need to
that.
hear it.
A lot of Jews were around.
All right.
What? Who is that?
I don't know.
like Biggie.
That man sound like Biggie, right?
Yeah, you're like, oh.
Biggie's dead, so we know.
Right,
it's not
that's
Biggie.
what I'm saying. Maybe he's not really.
Hold on.
Goddamn stadium. A lot of Jews were around.
I can't
He
make
out
out what
of
he's
breath
saying.
though.
I can't even
Whatever
understand
he's
what
trying to
saying.
say, he out of breath.
Playing
So
on
what
your
you think
phone.
you talking about Rick Ross or something?
No, he's talking about Jay-Z. Man,
I don't agree with
Stop.
that. I'm sorry.
Yo, Matt, look
he
at
already
him.
told you
I don't
that.
know, bro. I don't
That
know.
shit is subjective, man.
I don't know.
That's subjective right there.
Gat already told you he was
I
talking
ain't say
about.
one word.
Who did you say? Yes, you did.
You did say Jay-Z.
I don't
You
agree.
said who he
He
talking
said,
about.
It didn't sound like
I don't
Jay-Z.
agree with that. He's not talking
I agree
about
with you.
He talking about. Thank you.
Play the rest.
And everybody's gonna know he talking
Well,
about.
yeah,
Hov.
but what's the evidence, man? Like, you have to have solid
He
evidence.
mimics
You
the
didn't say
man's
Jay-Z.
voice.
Ah, man, I can't go off of
It
that.
don't sound like Biggie to me.
Mad rappers that
Because of
sound.
the TV.
He sound
Pull
like
it
a
up on
mumble
your
rapper,
phone.
Yo,
bro.
but see, my whole thing
Pull it
is
up on
he's
your
out
phone.
of breath. He's out of breath
Pull
trying
it
to
up
mimic
on
the
your
nigga.
phone.
Yo, can you hear this?
You hear it very clear.
No, stop.
On your
stop.
phone, you
Stop.
hear him go.
He did, but a lot of people are saying he's talking about Hov. So
Exactly.
Why
That's
they,
what the
but
whole
they say
world.
that because they felt like LL and Hov had some secret.
Who
feud
else
for
rapper
years.
talk like that? You gotta he mimics somebody. So first, if
Jay-Z
you gonna
don't
start-
talk like
Yes,
that.
he do. He
Run-
do
run
talk
the
with a
rest of
huffa. He does, bro. He does.
yo, Matt, run the rest of it. Run the rest of it, Matt.
No, he don't, man. Hold on, hold on.
No, you keep running it back.
Come on, he does.
I can't even understand what's being said.
Because we played
Stop
on your
talking,
phone.
Bigger.
I can't tell.
Can I put
Where's the
captions
remote
on
at,
this
bro?
shit?
Where's the remote at?
You
to
hear
turn
it
it off?
Hold on, I'm
clear.
putting the captions on.
Where's the
Yes,
remote
you
at?
hear it clear on your phone.
I'm going to let you be the judge. I'm going to give you a brief
Yes,
history
you hear
of
it
the
clear on your
feud,
phone.
the highly publicized feud between LL.
Who else
Cool J
sound
and
like
Jay-Z.
Bill
How
Cosby?
you
Here's what LL
publicize
said.
nothing? Them niggas
No
kill
other
that
rapper
shit.
sound
Shout out
like
to Hip Hop News Uncensored.
Hold up, y'all.
Mystery man. So let's be on this goddamn stadium.
No captions.
A lot of Jews were around.
With a caption, bro.
He got the
They need
captions
to
on. They
slow
didn't,
it
they didn't
down.
translate it.
Oh,
They don't understand
Jayz
it either.
don't play
Wait,
that
hold
shit.
on, hold on. Let it keep going.
Come on. You talking about a nigga that feel like he don't need to do that.
Thought that he was going at Jay-Z because of the little innuendos he did. It kind of sound like Jay-Z a little bit.
Come on, man.
Come on, that's a stretch,
That's
man.
subjective.
It's
I
not a
agree with you.
stretch, bro.
That's a stretch.
Who
It's a
is
stretch.
he talking about?
Bro, these dudes was just on the whole
Who
of
is he
fame
talking
together.
about?
Word, they was
Bigging each
together.
other up.
Again, I just want one question. Who is he talking about?
Any rapper.
What other rapper sound like
He
Bill
did
Cosby?
kind of sound like Rick Ross.
What
right there,
other
though.
Right,
rappers
yeah.
sound like Bill Cosby besides Jay-Z?
No,
Rick Ross
he
is
could've
not
been
a
talking
part of the
about
old
anybody
school.
What
with
the
a-
Rick Ross ain't a part of the old school.
Nah.
He could have been talking about
He can't
anybody.
be. No,
I'm sorry,
he
I
can't
I don't
be.
agree
Rick
with
Ross is not a part of the old school.
What else does homie say?
We don't even know what he's
It's
saying.
like, yo,
Just listen to this.
Mecca, all he just says is, yo, get on the
No,
stage.
not
and-
L.
You don't really
This
know.
That you think you too big
But
to
that's
get on
subjective,
stage.
really
bro.
know.
The little history.
You don't really know?
It's subjective, man.
You know, because he don't
Oh,
say
the
the
little
name.
history. All right, he
It wasn't
don't.
like a power shot or uppercut. They jabbed at each other. So I'm gonna play a brief history of.
Nah, he
We
about
don't need to go.
You know the history.
Right.
He's extending the
Not
clip.
Not the
Shout out to
conspiracy
Hip Hop
theory.
Uncensored.
Yeah,
Hip Hop News
shout out.
Uncensored.
Yeah.
That's a stretch.
It is what it is.
That shit is subjective, bro.
Yeah, facts.
Whatever you
We
believe.
don't know, bro.
I
We
can't
don't
even
know.
understand what L was saying. L, why don't you come on the show and just like,
Tell us who he was talking about. We're curious.
You being in the industry.
I'm
The
gonna slide
L
in. I'm gonna slide
not
in the DMs.
in the
It'll be out
past
tomorrow.
have some
You gotta watch her,
problems
man.
with
She's sliding in
Jay-Z
DMs.
that became verbally.
Say that again.
He's
I
asking
asked
me.
Mecca, being that he's in the industry, he knows this question, so I hope he answered it
I mean,
right.
I think they.
Jay-Z ever publicly speak something side before this, actually
okay.
directly?
Okay, I don't recall anything publicly said.
Oh, wow.
Or public. I don't recall anything.
So when
Hold
he
on, let me
took
finish
over
answering the
Def Jam,
question. Let me finish. Right. No, that's what I was going to say. I don't recall anything publicly being said out loud on an artist tip. I do remember there was a friction between one crop of artists and the new wave of artists that were coming in when Jay-Z was running Def Jam. I remember there was a lot of talk about Method Man, Redman, LL Cool J.
Ghostface
Getting
Killer.
played out of position.
did LL feel like his album was supposed to be promoted more than
Heavier
that? It was
than- yeah.
So come on,
Yeah.
let's not catch a chase.
But
to
when
it.
was that?
This is not the first
No,
time.
but
How long
bigger.
ago?
have
But
publicly
bigger. But bigger, here's the thing.
L just did that.
No,
but
no,
you can't-
listen, bigger, listen, right? Them two men were giving Dr. Dre his praise when he got the Hall of Fame thing. When LL got inducted to the Hall of Fame, when Jay-Z got inducted, LL gave him his flowers like crazy. And he even told stories of the past. When he got on stage, he talked about how, I remember when we was in the parking lot back in the days and Dame used to bring you around to rap against me. And I used to tell you, kid, you ain't got a deal yet.
I would say this on that.
You ain't fucking with me now. Jay-Z's a guy who's like a fucking elephant. He don't forget shit. And he'll run with that shit until he destroys you. But they quelled their issues and they got over it.
I would say this on that. I love you. We family.
Yeah, absolutely.
You think I agree with everything you do?
I don't expect you to.
Exactly. So let's not act like.
So you think that LL called Hov and said, I need you to come to this concert, do this Rock the Bell thing, and Hov was like, nah.
Or maybe he's just.
Maybe he didn't say that, but he just got up on stage and made it clear that he's not so much in agreement with you thinking that you're so big that you don't have to get up on this stage, and he feels that he gets up on this stage because he loves hip hop. That was directed at someone.
The facts are the facts. The nigga
And
just
you
said
could
it's
be
a
my
mystery
friend.
man.
And
all he said was mystery man. He
mean-
didn't mention no name. We have
didn't
no
say
type
But
It's a
of evidence to
million
back
rappers
this up.
we be talking about.
But
Say
he
any name.
mimicked a voice, and I'm still waiting for you guys to tell me what voice.
Bigger, how the
is that.
voice go?
Jay-Z don't even. Get the fuck out of here, Bigger.
Everybody.
Come
on,
on,
now,
man, like
stop
yours, son.
Stop
Nigga
it
lit right now.
Stop it. Stop it.
Niggas lit right now.
We all know how. Come on now.
my God.
Let's stop it.
Crazy.
No, it wasn't a Heidi Mighty voice. We have one.
It was a Heidi Mighty
We
voice.
have one rapper in particular that sounds
Mighty.
like
I
Bill
know. I
Cosby.
agree with Bigga though.
It sounds like JJ
Right.
from Good
I do that to
Times.
people.
I agree with
And
Bigga
that
though.
is
I agree with
Jay-Z. He's the
Go on.
only rapper that sounds like that.
Who that? A?
That's A.
Yeah, that's A.
All right. We got security.
Yo,
Hey.
hey, real quick. You seen the shit Cool J
Lock
sit
the
on
door,
stage?
lock the door.
You seen the shit LL
Yeah,
Cool
lock
J
the
sit on stage?
No, I got it.
You ain't see it?
Oh, God.
About Jay.
Hold on.
No, don't
It's
say
not
that.
Jay.
Come on, man. Come
Because he
on, son.
planting the seed in
Yeah,
his
fact.
head.
Don't plant the
That
seed.
nigga was
Don't
not
plant the
talking
seed.
about
A
it.
Money, what's up? A Money.
What up?
My guy.
I don't believe
What's
that
up,
shit,
A?
man. What's good, bro? You good?
What's good, bro? Yo, tell me
Capital
who.
A. Salute King.
My boy A Money, the
Let's
flyest
get
nigga
an
in
unbiased
Nebraska.
opinion, yo.
Let's get an unbiased opinion, yo.
Yeah, exactly.
First of all, what kind of shirt is that?
Chill.
I like it. It look like it feels good.
Captain Kirk.
Look at that, said
With
chill.
Black Thought.
I think it's this one.
That's MECC ringtone.
LL Cool J will release it.
That's your ringtone, MECC.
Hey, look, hold on. Let A hear.
That's that Queen shit.
Yeah, he said a lot of dudes. So
He said a lot
A
of
lot of dudes.
So
He said
that's
a lot of dudes.
Said a lot of
He
dudes.
said a lot of dudes.
yeah, he said a lot of dudes.
He said a lot of dudes.
I'm sorry.
Yo, on to the next one,
He
man.
really needs
Yeah, he
to
said
hear
a lot
it
of
on
dudes.
himself.
On to the next
He
one.
said a lot of dudes right there. So
Niggas
that
on
could be
his own.
anybody.
He's on
It
his
could be
own
anybody.
now,
Voice. We
on
trying
Can't
to
come at
debate
the greatest
who
rapper,
voice
man.
is he doing and who is he talking about? You can't quite hear it on the TV.
Bigga
on
is gonna
the
push-
cell phone.
Who you
hear
talking
it
about,
clear.
A?
Yo, Bigga's
If
gonna
you
Who you
put
talking
it
about,
on the
A?
cell phone, you hear it very clear.
Who you talking about, A?
I can't really tell, but going off of that,
Huffa is what he's saying. actually.
Not what he said.
That's
not what he said.
damn.
He was saying, yo, that's not
Let him
nah,
go,
son.
bro.
What's the next thing?
But he
Yeah,
said he
nah,
did
on to
say
the next one,
a bunch of
On to
niggas.
the next.
Who you think you're talking about?
And Javante.
Thank you. Thank
What?
you.
What
He
is
just
it?
said it.
They could be talking about hoes.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
did.
Thank you.
It's
Stop
it's
it.
his opinion, bro.
Let's move
he said
on
a
to
lot
the
of
next.
dudes. We not gonna do that.
He said a lot of dudes. You said go about mimicking.
Exactly. And when he mimics someone, he's mimics someone in particular. Who else talks like Bill Cosby?
Never mind that
You
when
know
it's
what I'm
on
saying?
pause,
And
it's
it's only one rapper.
Yo, Hoffa,
That's
it's gonna be 100,000
unmistakable.
niggas that agree with what he's talking about.
It's only one rapper that
It's gonna
sounds
be
like
mad niggas
Bill
that
Cosby
agree with what he's saying.
and J.J. Evans. Only one rapper. One.
You know what? I got a feeling Cool J is gonna clear this up.
He
I
gonna
got a
have to.
feeling.
I think
got a feeling
so.
he's gonna clear it up.
I think so too.
Somebody bring me back some money.
What's
Leave
next?
that right there.
Chaz, what's
Eminem.
next? Eminem?
Love you, LL.
Eminem.
Thanks. Eminem.
Yeah.
That
that.
nigga Bigga lit right now.
No, he not. He's speaking what
no,
he feels.
Bigga's lit right now, bro. He's in rare form.
No. I
Biggest
told you
rare
I am LL. Nigga, I'm LL, I'm Rakim, and I'm KRS One.
That's right with
All
your
right.
age and
I
all
can
that.
tell you what
What do you
LL
mean?
feels, 'cause I am LL.
So
talking
we
about
are
niggas.
on to the.
He got his shirt open and all that.
On to the next one. So Eminem sends cease and desist to Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy.
Wow.
Vivek Ramaswamy.
That girl can read.
Yeah,
Hold
I
on.
can't read. Vivek
Ramaswamy.
Stop rapping my songs on your campaign. All right, this is from Hollywood Unlocked. Ariella Anise at Ari Anise. Ooh.
I'm not gonna play the song,
Eminem
right?
has had enough of a Republican presidential candidate, Vivek Ramaswamy, rapping his songs on his campaign trail as he sends him a cease and desist to stop or else. Clearly, Slim Shady is not here for Ramaswamy using his songs and rapping along to one of his biggest hits on his campaign trail to the White House. After catching wind of Ramaswamy rapping along to Lose Yourself, M wants the GOP presidential candidate to lose his music. Earlier this year, Ramaswamy rapped along to M's Oscar-winning song at the Iowa State Fair, while standing alongside Iowa's GOP Gov Kim Reynolds. The 38-year-old biotech entrepreneur was asked what his favorite walkout song was, and before the audience blinked, a sound engineer put the 2002 rap hit on the speakers. Ramaswamy grabbed a microphone and literally just lost himself in the moment. M has since let his music license BMI know he wants the GOP candidates to stop in his tracks for using his material to go viral. Upon receiving the cease and desist, a campaign spokesperson told Daily Mail, Vivek just got on the stage and cut loose. To the American people's chagrin, I don't know this word, honestly. Chagrin, okay. So, to the American people's chagrin, thank you, Mac, we will have to leave the rapping to the real Slim Shady. BMI's first-class letter to Ramaswamy's campaign lawyer was sent last week, dated August 23rd, 2023, 11 days after Ramaswamy's performance. And it threatens legal action against Ramaswamy and company if they continue to use M songs. Elsewhere, it's noted that Ramaswamy has been a longtime fan of Eminem and even used to perform libertarian-themed rap songs under the stage name of Devek. He had a stage name, y'all. During undergrad at Harvard. Earlier this month, Ramaswamy told the New York Times, I didn't grow up in the circumstances he did, but the idea of being an underdog, people having low expectations of you, that part speaks to me. He added that M, a white hip-hop icon, is a guy in every sense who is not supposed to be doing what he did.
So he was a
about
fan.
to turn into the next
So
stand.
he was a fan, and he felt like, you know what I'm saying, he identified with him.
He about to be the next stand. He gonna drive off a cliff.
He looked like an Arab though.
That nigga Eminem was like, Paul, did you green light this?
That's crazy though.
That's what he's gonna say. He's blocking the camera.
Do they have the actual performance? That's what I'm looking for.
Gross.
No.
Yeah, well, I don't know how to mirror it, but it's right here. Let me send this to you, man.
That nigga said.
Some entertainment news now.
That nigga Eminem said, Paul, did you green light this?
Came after the candidate.
I sent it in a group chat, and all you gotta do is click it and
M said
swipe
nah.
left.
Leave
I'm
my
not-
shit alone.
Shit, I gotta find it.
It ain't nothing. I mean,
It's
all
not
he
gonna
doing
fall
is
back.
rapping his lyrics.
But yeah,
That's
he
it,
just
man.
rapping. He rapping,
That's
lose
it.
yourself.
Yeah, but
Lose yourself.
I'm not on your
But
side.
can he do that, like, you know what I mean, a cappella?
It does no,
He
because
can't
he owns
do it
the
at
lyrics.
all.
The whole thing is, if I'm not supporting you, don't use my music to amp up your crowd.
Right.
Unless I come out and do it if I'm supporting.
If I'm supporting you, and if I don't
but-
support you,
But was
that's
he
a copyright
was he getting
issue, though.
paid though?
who?
No, I'm talking about whatever
Yeah,
his
that's
name
he's
is.
on
I
the
mean, he's on
campaign
the
trail. He's
campaign
doing
trail.
appearances.
So he's getting a bag for that.
Well, he's getting the bag to show up. What he's doing is different.
No, but that isn't
And
that
he's-
one and the same?
What he's doing is drumming up support for
Yeah.
his cause, so people donate
and using
to him,
somebody
et cetera,
else's
et cetera.
likeness.
Well, no,
in order
I'm not talking about. I'm answering Gas's question, but yes, you're right. Like you're using my music to amp up your crowd,
Right.
And I would prefer you not. Trump got the same shit. Somebody hit him with a cease and desist because he was playing their music at his Aerosmith. He was playing their music. Oh, shout out to Aerosmith. They're on their last tour too. Shout out to them. Peace out tour.
Oh yeah, they
He
are.
was on. He was playing their shit at his rallies, and they were like, "We not on your side, motherfucker. Don't do that. Like,
You don't play our shit.
fuck out of here."
Play our shit.
You gotta have Robert F.
You'll
Kennedy play
lose
your
sales.
shit.
Well,
No, man.
yeah, I
Sure,
mean,
man.
want him to lose his music.
You gotta have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. play your shit.
He had a my expert opinion math Hoffa hat on.
That's a good idea.
Shout to MECC.
Yeah, that worked out well.
Yeah, that worked out well.
So how would you feel about a Republican
If I'm supporting them,
if you're not supporting them?
if I'm not supporting them, don't use my shit.
What about you, Gat? You're a rapper.
Same way.
Yeah. What about you, Mecca? You an old rapper.
I'm on hiatus.
Formerly known as.
Nah,
hiatus.
but they
you.
use it. It's like a tactic to kind of like tap into a part of the audience
Right.
that they
Make
will
the people
relate.
think they're with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, you're an Eminem fan too. Oh, me too. Oh, look, he's rapping. Let's all rap together.
And then people they so stupid. Yo, Eminem allowed him to do that. He had to allow them to do that. And that may not be true.
Just yeah.
Hence
So
the cease
so
and
M
desist.
taking a
Yeah,
stance.
that's why he did that.
M taking a stance is like, yo,
I'm not jacking that.
Yeah, exactly.
I am not on your side, bro. Don't play about you.
Yeah, I'm not I'm
basically,
voting-
a cease
I'm not
and
voting
desist.
for you.
means
So if he
cease
would have
and
let
desist-
that ride, then people would have thought
they'll assume that.
Yeah.
But a cease and desist is basically like, yo, bro, you know me? I
Nah.
don't know you, Playboy.
Word.
Fuck, you
Cut that shit out.
Why'd you just walk in my house? Like, hold on. You know this nigga?
Who this nigga?
Bro, I don't know. Oh, son.
Who's this nigga?
Who's this nigga?
Whose man's is this? Get the fuck out.
Whose man's is this?
It's clear he don't fuck with them.
Nah.
That's clear. He don't fuck with
You
them.
said somebody is cease and desist. It means
Yeah.
like, I don't know you.
One
At
of the
all.
important things I feel about us doing when we just do us is that our voice individually gets out. And sometimes the people that watch us are confused because many a times when the artists are on here and the guests are on here, we all, each and every one of us will be more quiet because it's for them to talk.
Right.
Speaking about the Robert Kennedy, that was a major one. You know, it is a major one that affects our people, and I think that's something that we all should talk about.
Yeah, definitely.
What about those reparations and the stuff that we talked about with him? Because that's something we got a lot of hit back from. And it's something that I don't think our people, our audience, really understood our take on it. We allow him to speak more, and we never really gave our individual take. And the people...
No, we gave a take. We gave a take that
talked
we didn't give a damn what anybody else
I definitely did.
MECC definitely
felt about.
MECC definitely
People
getting
assumed
that.
what
He
I
held it
thought.
down.
People assumed what I thought. They assumed. I never gave my take. Maybe I did, but I think that's something that basically we all should talk about as a group because it only affects us. And that was something that was major that we need to talk about, you know.
Well, give your stance.
For one, he said that he doesn't feel that we should get cash reparations, that he's not for that he's more for black businesses, which MECC quite didn't agree with. MECC saw the cash. That's something major. Many of us in the world, many black people in the world are split with that. We have ones that are saying, we want the cash. We have ones that are saying, no, maybe we don't want the cash. We want to see how you're going to set up a system that is going to take care of our children and our grandchildren.
No, now I kind of understood the loan thing, but I'm not opposed to us just look. Just give us what the fuck you were supposed to give us hundreds of years ago, motherfuckers. Simple as that. It's simple as that. Like I think the fear of it, being a politician and being somebody who's in government, is that this money can travel to any other place. We could take all this bread and go and build some other country up. You know what I'm saying? So I get why he would say I'll put it in loans, and I understand that just knowing your neighborhood. If you in the hood, you might have noticed that there's no loan officers in your neighborhood. So if you want to get a business loan, you have to travel outside of your neighborhood because the banks in your neighborhood, they're just not equipped for it, which is fucked.
It's crazy.
Some bullshit, you know what I mean? So I get him saying, I would put it in the loans, then this money is going to someone who has either created a business or is business minded. and is going to build something with it, rather than blow it at Louis Vuitton or, you know what I mean, or spend it on bullshit. You know what I mean? Get 3 chains and then you broke again. You know what I'm saying? Some crazy shit.
I mean, we just seen that with when Trump was in office and he was giving out stimulus checks. That money just went.
Right, and the PPP loans.
Right.
You,
That
you
money
saw
just
a
went.
lot of people crash.
Right.
A lot of motherfuckers crashed on
Right.
that shit. You know what I mean?
I think there's so many avenues to this that have to be addressed, like so many step by step, because this is just a clusterfuck that we have to look at. So if we just start at the money thing, if we want to deal with it as we want cash, we have to look at, okay, so our ancestors, our great-grandmothers and our great-grandfathers and beyond them went through slavery, murdered, you know, all type of stuff for this, and now we're going to accept this payout. But what they started lasts forever. So how could one payment take care of me?
Depends on how big the payment
It
is.
has exactly. It will depends on how big the payment is,
Right.
and if the payment is not big enough. Even if the payment is big enough, that's still kind of murky because again, the contribution that you got from slavery lasts forever.
Facts.
As long as they're America, as long as they're in the United States, you benefit off of the slavery of us. So how could one amount ever cost that when you are
Because that was the agreed
gonna make
upon
some
amount.
money?
40 acres and a mule.
What's
But
the
we
cash
never
equivalent?
got that.
Right.
That's what I'm
What's
saying.
the cash equivalent
But-
plus
so you
interest
can't-
leading up to
yeah,
now?
you
But that
you
was
would
back
have to-
then.
Yeah,
so it
so
can't still be
add-
40
add-
acres in a mule.
It won't be.
We
No.
got interest.
It won't.
We got
I
all
just said
type
that.
of stuff.
I just said that. What's
you know
the
what
cash?
I'm saying?
What's the
You
cash?
know?
How much did a mule cost back then?
Exactly.
How much did it cost to get 40 acres? Okay, great. Let's put those two numbers together. Now add inflation plus interest from point A to point B. That's how much you owe. There it is right there. Or you can give us back the shit that you stole from us all these years. For instance, Central Park used to be a black neighborhood.
Seneca Village.
Seneca Village.
Right.
You want to give us that back? Like, let's really talk. How much damage did you do in Tulsa, Oklahoma? When you blew it, how much damage did you do in Rosewood? Okay, we need all that. We can start addressing, and I have no problem as to where you start. I don't care where you start. I really just care where you end up. Like, I'm indifferent to it. But what I wasn't gonna do during that conversation is be the emotional punching bag for all these other communities who start feeling some kind of way. Like, bro,
fuck that.
why do we need to be concerned what racists think? They were racist before reparations. They'll be racist during reparations. They'll be racist after reparations. Like, we need to consider them. Fuck out of here. You don't ask nobody else that shit. Don't ask me that.
I think I was
Quiet.
listening to his interview earlier at the Breakfast Club, and one of the things I thought about, I said, one of the things we lack as black people is financial literacy, more than less, right?
Shout out to EYL.
Yeah,
Shout
shout
out
out
to
to
EYL.
Indonesia.
Shout out to Spinoza
Um,
for putting that together.
So I believe that if we were to have a cash reparation, we need to do financial literacy programs. Those have to be in place mandatorily for you to get that check.
Right.
Agreed.
So you have some type of education on what you need to do with your money.
Agreed.
In contrast, if that's not the case, then there has to be an equity building program, right? Where it's like, okay, you're gonna get this land and we're gonna teach you how to build your equity on this land because like he said, generations of wealth have been diminished because of COVID, right? A lot of mom and pop brick and mortars no longer have a fucking business that they built from the 60s or 70s because of COVID.
Well, I need to just play devil's advocate real quick. Why the fuck would I do that?
Do what?
If I'm the government, why the fuck would I do that?
Because you owe.
Give you reparations?
Why?
You owe.
And if I don't pay, what y'all gonna do?
Same shit we've been doing. But it won't get pretty. It won't get any better. And this is the ghost in the house.
Y'all not organized?
Say it again. No.
Y'all not a threat to me?
Don't get me wrong. You are 100% right. Where you going with it? I already see the end of that race. I agree with you 1,000%.
So why? Y'all don't have no real political power over none of this
There's
shit.
that part.
Your numbers are diminishing every fucking day.
Then there's that part.
What the fuck I need to pay y'all
Health
for?
wise, you dying, you infighting, you shooting each other, you killing each other. Yeah, we got issues. Trauma, you treat
So
trauma
why would
like
I?
a badge of honor. Like y'all, you don't want to see each other get rich.
How about I wait till it's 5 of y'all left and then I hit them off?
Well, they gave us the PPP loan, so and you see
give
what we
us
did
that.
with that. So
That wasn't us.
Flip that.
Wait a minute.
That wasn't us.
It wasn't
And that was
us.
every race.
Yeah,
It wasn't
That was
us.
every
everybody.
race.
Yeah.
That was
for
every
anyone.
race out there doing
And
that
they
shit.
benefited
was.
more than us.
It
Well,
was.
I will say this: they did start. I know, you know, in California, they started a reparations program where they're giving out cash
Slowly
and
but
other
surely.
things, and they have
Slowly but
and they
surely.
have programs in place. I'm just saying they
That
it
makes me
started.
wonder.
There's a way to do it.
That makes me
Right.
wonder if California is really going to be underwater in the next 5 years.
I wanted to really.
Sorry, y'all.
I
I'm
wanted to,
saying, we gave it to them.
We didn't know.
Unfortunately, the shit going
I wanted to touch on what,
I hope that don't happen,
Champ,
though.
I wanted to touch on what Champ said
nigga's
though.
stupid.
It's
Yeah.
not about the money that they're giving us, it's what we are learning after or
Right.
learning before, right? And I think that is what will never happen. And that's up to us, is financial literacy. You
Right.
know what I mean?
It's about what you do with that money when you get it.
I
It's
think
about
the
what
first-
you do with the money when you get it.
I think I agree. None of us have disagreed yet. Let's put that on the board. Number one, none of us have disagreed. Number two, the one thing I would do is change the language. What they're giving us.
I was just
No,
thinking about
what
that.
we're owed.
Exactly. What you owe, what you got and didn't pay for. So now you owe this money back. Or you owe this property back. The 40 acres and the mule was written down. That was your idea. It was your idea. We didn't come up with it. You came up with that. So what?
So as
What's
I
good?
was saying,
You agreed though. You agreed. So if we had an agreement, if you owed me, you didn't stop owing me.
Right.
You think that's not how that works?
it was
Especially
vetoed.
if you're
It was
benefiting
vetoed,
from
though.
the labor. Especially if you're still benefiting from all the work that was done.
The president vetoed it. Just keep that in mind, though. So
The president benefited too.
yeah, but once the president vetoed it, they never owed it to us.
No.
In order for them, no, just listen to me because I kind of know this stuff. And you know, in order for them to
Nigga
owe
was
it
there.
to us, the president, it's not that I
I'm
was
fucking
there,
with you.
I
Come on, man.
studied.
I'm fucking with you.
In order for them to owe it to us, the president would have had to sign off on it. The president didn't sign off on it. The president at the time did what you call vetoed it. So once it vetoed it, it never went into actual things. So they actually don't owe us because the president at the time never agreed to it. It was something that was set up and it went all the way up to the president. But when it got to the president, a veto is something that comes on his desk and he goes like that. He ignores it.
Well, let me
And that's what happened with the 40 acres and a mule.
Let me bring
He
everybody up to
ignored it.
speed on something. Minorities are now making more money than everyone in this
Absolutely.
country.
That's true.
That's a fact.
So if it does become a situation where we feel like we benefit someplace else, then maybe it might be a consideration. But it's only until we realize that we have opportunities all around the world. If you read between the lines, that would even be an approach. You dig what I'm saying? Like, if give me a basketball player that's not locked in the contract right now, but should be.
It's not locked in, but should be.
I don't know any who's not locked in the contract. Oh, you mean like just not
Let's
in the league?
let's say KD's a free agent.
Okay.
And he knows that he could go over here, he can help them win. He could go over here, he can help them win. He can help them win. That's when the team or the state that he's currently playing for would be like, well, we could raise this, we can give you this, we can give you that, because he has leverage.
Right.
Right now, I feel like minorities have leverage. But that leverage can only be realized when you're willing to bust that move to the next team. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Read between the lines. Read between the lines. Shout out to 19 Keys. I love that new Africa piece that you did. Read between the lines.
Shout out
You
to
dig what I'm saying?
Akon. Been talking that forever.
So other than that, as long as motherfuckers want to be stupid and you know run around the hood and not pay attention to shit like that, or feel like okay, no, they owe us this, yeah, okay, I get it. Oh, but dog, it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. It's only until you start seeing that benefit, right? The fucking wheelchair shit. It's only until you start seeing that benefit elsewhere that you become someone of value or an asset that they need to keep here. Think what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A point that I wanted to also bring up too, that I wasn't able to bring up that day with the Kennedy, that is very important. I want to pass it around the room because this passes around the world. And this was a point I was trying to make that day, but I let it be. When we start talking about reparations, when we start talking about all of this, me, myself personally, him too, but I'll let him tell you, but me, myself personally, would question that. I'm West Indian. So where do that work out in? So if my family is from Barbados, you mean that I don't get a cut of the money? The money is only for Black Americans that are here and I'm cut out of the money? So you mean that the slavery through the Spanish Inquisition didn't lead to the slavery that's in America? How do I not get something out of that when it was, if you study history, for those that study, I please beg you to study the Spanish Inquisition. Way worse than whatever happened in America. It was what opened the door that happened to America.
Right.
So again, if you study Spanish Inquisition, West Indians were the ones that suffered through that. West Indian slavery is what started here in America, but that's a different story. So I'm not even going to, that's for him. I'm not included in that. I don't get no money because y'all going to say my family is from Barbados?
Nah, I'm not. Well, we could play with this.
I mean, that's just
idea
something I
also.
would like to hear everybody say. I know you from Barbados, so I know what you're going to say. What do y'all feel?
Yeah,
I'm a Black
I got
American.
cousins, you heard?
I'm a Black American.
I would like to
Take my
hear,
motherfucking money.
do y'all feel a separation at that point that, oh, y'all blacks in West India, y'all didn't go through this. You know, I don't know. That's something
I feel
that,
like we all the same.
I definitely
Period.
feel that, but this is something I think
I'ma
that
get
is
my
a
money and
topic
I'ma hire you.
that needs to be spoke about. Because again, where do we go at with that?
That's what I'm
What
saying,
is the
Bigga.
government going to do? Because
we don't know.
when they decide these reparations, that's a fact they got to decide.
No, they
They got to decide. Do the Jamaicans get it? Do the West Indians get it? Do they get a
Trinidadians
part?
and-
Do the Trinidadians get it? They're not from America.
Well, were you slaves is the question in
Right.
America. It's foundational Black Americans, SBAs, foundational Black
Bayesians
Americans.
wasn't slaves in America.
If you weren't slaves in America, we're not talking to you.
Nah, see, that's crazy.
However,
That's crazy.
Well, no, it's not because
It
if
is.
you weren't a
It's not
slave
crazy.
in America.
If
That's
it-
not crazy.
No, it is, Mecca, because if it wasn't for the slavery that happened with those people, America would have never had these
Then
slaves.
you need to go
The
get your
slaves that the-
reparations from the people who had you enslaved on that island. That's the
Spanish
answer that's going to
Inquisition.
disband. You need to go get them now. Do I think that you're not owed reparations? Of course I do. Even if whether it comes out of this batch or not, I think the French owe the Haitians something crazy. Like we can listen.
Yeah.
I don't think America's the only place that benefited from slavery. I think plenty of those European nations all have had their hands in it. And I think everybody needs to pay what you owe.
So
All
West Indians
every
are
last
not
one.
equal
No. I'm not. I didn't
To-
say
to the
equal.
Arab nations
I didn't
also.
say equal.
Yeah, I just
all
wanna
of
know
y'all.
that.
I think everyone should pay what they owe. I don't think any of us should still be walking around with generational fucking trauma and unhealed and fucked over and freshly fucked up in the countries that we were taken from, in the places that have these huge deficits in them off the strength of what y'all did, where the banks are still chilling from.
Right.
I think everybody should pay what they owe. You dig what I mean? I don't think it should stop at us. I think America owes us directly. Who owes you directly? I also think you're entitled to that.
You understand that the people that was brought to America was our people, our family, kindred,
if you're a
and
foundation,
we just got split it up different places. The slavery wasn't going on in Barbados and everywhere else.
So let me ask you a question. I just want to ask you a quick question. If everybody in this room was a billionaire, would you give a fuck about reparations?
No. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would.
I would.
I know I would. But being that we're talking about reparations though and finance, I really have to say, shout out to EYL. I went to Invest Fest. This weekend they brought out 20,000 plus people, 20,000 people. It was amazing. Shout out to Rashad, Troy, Ab. Shout out to Francois. They really, rolled out the red carpet. I represented the team well. Diddy came. He gifted them $1 million. Steve Harvey spoke. Ian Dunlap, he had a great set. Like, they all did great job. Shout out to EYL because they're really pushing the culture forward for, people that look like
financial
us
literacy
to understand financial literacy and the power that we have as minorities, that are making the most money right now, is what Mav says. So,
do you feel West Indians and Jamaicans and other black cultures that are not from America should have a part in?
I feel like everyone who deserves reparations should get their reparations. I am not of West Indian descent.
I know.
I am Black American. I feel that we all should get what we deserve if that's what happened to us. 1,000%.
And you do realize that Black American is just a label of the people that we are the same people, but they made these different labels.
But you did the divide. I said we're the same.
No. I say according to the government. So again, make clear. I want that to be made clear.
Okay.
The government
we spending the block
is
on
going to
this.
decide. I just want to ask you. The government is going to decide at some point, should Black Americans or people that's not from America get the reparations?
Well, if I get reparations, I'm sharing with all my West Indian friends.
Thank you.
I'm going to hire all of y'all. Math don't work for me. You gonna work for me.
We be workers. I got you.
We be working for each other.
We out of here.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work, you heard. Making fiends leave earth, you heard. Got your baby mama thirst, you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf, you heard.